And maybe.
I think we're
I
live.
think we're live. For 8 seconds. We have 8 seconds of our face world.
I'm
You're
Ron
welcome.
Burgundy.
I think it goes the minute I push the button, but I don't get confirmation, and I don't want to start talking to our lovely people.
Looks red on our screen up that way.
I know it's red on the screen right there, but in mine it's not until I don't know what. Ugh.
Hi, internet.
Hello, internet. I'm gonna put a thing in here. Welcome everybody. To I think I labeled this wrong. I think I labeled this as episode 5, and I think it's episode 6.
That's okay. We can just have 2 episode 5s. Who counts these days?
We don't need numbers. Who needs numbers?
I'm a dragon. Who needs numbers?
Welcome everybody. As you know, we are the Uncanny Pros. We play Monster of the Week with our slightly homebrew rules every week. We are on
Slightly
2 of our adventure. And this particular adventure, if you are joining us, is a little darker than what we have traditionally done. But Monster of the Week is actually a horror system. So I kind of wanted to dive into that. And since our heroes are dealing with like cosmic themes of justice and right and wrong, I thought it would be cool to give them some hard justice dilemmas to deal with. So good luck, everybody. I do have a content warning in the chat if you guys see that, and I'll try to repost it a couple times just so that nobody gets caught off guard. Yeah, it should be fun. It should be cathartic. Definitely let us know. If you're a horror lover, you'll be here for it. If not, watch last week's episode. Last week's episode was a delight.
There's a bloody little hoof man. He was unusual.
There was a little hoof man and a bunch of adorable children, several of which we didn't even get to meet, but we will get to meet.
and all of those are still out there.
Moving forward. Okay, let me pull my notes here. And all right, hold on. We're gonna get a slightly different sense of acoustic sound here.
Maybe.
Yeah, that works. Cool. Well, to begin, it is a dark and rainy night, as so many of these stories begin. Is it ever a happy night? I don't know. Not in a town called like Wealdport, where weird things happen all over the place. There is a man walking through his little city backyard, through the rain, the drizzle. It's not a particularly aggressive rain. It's just like meh, the kind you get in Seattle. He's carrying his trash out to the back for it to be picked up tomorrow. He's sorted his trash. He has his recycling in all the 4 different bins that Washington State requires. He has his trash nice and neatly bagged up. And as he pulls up the trash can to put his last bag in, a shadow falls across him. It's menacing and big. And his heart skips a beat. And he turns around and sees eyes that aren't even human. And just whispers, "Thank God." And he drops to his knees. And the figure approaches him, pulls the trash bag out of the trash can, dumping all of the trash on the ground. And it puts the plastic over his face and holds it there until he stops moving. He doesn't put up a fight. The figure lets him go. He falls to the ground, and the figure disappears into the rainy evening. The next day, Rose,
Hello.
is still trying to deal with not knowing where the heck Thomas is. There have been no leads. He has literally disappeared into thin air. But she can't handle just staying around and not really doing anything. So last week we visited a charming little daycare. And by last week, I mean like literally last week. For Rose, this was like probably a couple days ago.
Oh, cool.
She has decided to see if she could help, because the lady seemed a little overwhelmed and we weren't entirely certain if the magic that had crept into these children was still there or gonna have any fallout. So Rose was like, you know what? These kids are cool. They're magical and whimsical, which is
Great.
So I'm gonna go play with some kids for a while and try to take my mind off all of this stuff. So this afternoon, Rose is with the children at the lovely daycare. And they are being adorable. But while at the daycare, to begin this off, is there anything are there any of the children that you would like to talk to, Rose? Is there anything that you would be doing with them?
Gabby is the one who talks to squirrels, right?
Yes.
Rose is entirely enamored with Gabby. She spends most of the day trying to pretend Gabby isn't her favorite kid at the whole place. So she would probably hang out with her the most, but then she would talk to Sandra about like the magical boundaries of not convincing people to do things they don't want to do.
Sandra's just like, but why?
She's like, because you're adorable and I want to do what you want me to do, but also like, you can't do that to people. They have to have the choice.
But you want to do what I want to do.
Right, I do because I like you and we're friends. But if I didn't want to do what you wanted me to do, you can't make me do that.
But what if I made you want to do what I want to do? Because then
that's worse, because that's like magical gaslighting, and it's way worse.
What's gaslighting?
Yeah, it's really complicated, but you can't just tell people that they want to do something and expect them to want to do it.
Okay, but my stepmom does that. She says I have to do things and I have to do them, even if I don't want to do them.
It's a little different.
Why? Because she's a grown-up?
Yeah, because she's a grown-up.
Well, but someday I'll be a grown-up. So what if I practiced now?
I think you should only practice with people who already want to do the thing you want them to do. Because it's easier, right? It's easier to practice that way.
But it's really easy to do this. And she just like puts her hands on her forehead and you start feeling that tingling around your brain.
Stop it, Sandra. You stop it right now.
Okay, but I was
just not nice.
Okay. So as you're talking to Sandra, another small child runs up. His name is Bobby. He was there last week. We just didn't notice him because he's kind of quiet. He's got his finger up his nose. And there's like a lot of goo starting to come out of his nose. Like we think that this might be a thing. He's starting to like pull it and it's making like a ball.
Bobby.
Ball, and he's like, do you want to play?
Oh my God. Yes, but we should play a different game.
But I want to play this one. Mm-hmm. And he like tosses the ball towards you.
Oh my God, she does step back. She's not trying to catch that.
Sandra is standing right next to you. She's like, see, I could convince him not to throw the ball, But
Okay, but
apparently that's against the rules.
no, it's his choice to throw the ball, and it's my choice not to catch the ball.
Sandra's just not getting it. Bobby's not really perturbed by the fact that you didn't catch his ball. He's busy like making another one.
Oh my God, Bobby, honey,
And
do
it's
you need tissues?
no,
Oh,
these are amazing. It's like free goo. I don't have to make it. It just comes. All the other kids have to make their goo or buy their goo, but I have free goo. And he just puts another thing down.
Oh God, honey, what superpowers? I'm sure you will find a really good use for those someday. Why don't I get everybody a snack?
Juwan, who was the child who was up on the roof earlier, like, here's a snack and is immediately by your side. Like, you didn't even see him. He was so freaking fast. He's like, I want a snack. Do you have a snack?
I'm going to get everybody a snack, I think.
Thank you. I need cheese and peppers and carrots and hummus and peanut butter and cheese and coffee.
How about celery with peanut butter?
And cheese?
I could get you a side of cheese.
Yay! And he like runs around you in circles. You can't really see him. This child is a freaking blur.
So cool. I'm a little jealous.
Sandra is just watching. The last child that we didn't quite meet last week, Mitty, she comes over and she has headphones in and she pulls them out and is like, you should listen to this. And she gives it to you and she starts to sing along with the song that you're hearing. And Sandra immediately claps a hand over her mouth, like aggressively.
Okay, what's going on?
Your ears will bleed. If
Okay.
she says Sandra.
Well, that is a really cool song and an amazing power that we are going to work on harnessing in a not dangerous way. Super fun.
Mitty is kind of unfazed. She's a little bit annoyed by Sandra, but is definitely used to Sandra doing this. And just takes her headphones back and, starts to hum. And you can definitely hear, like, when she's humming, you can hear this, like, high-pitched, like, it's not too bad. It's definitely a thing, though.
Okay, well, we're going to work on that one. I'm gonna figure that out. Along with tissues. I got this. It's fine.
Sandra like pulls on your sleeve and she's like, I will help you with the snacks because everybody else here is dumb.
Thank you for your help. Sandra, come on. And she just kind of starts leading her towards the snack station.
They follow you into the house. And this is a very nice, like, this is a nice house. Like it's well apportioned. This lady has done a great job with building up her daycare, but it is very clear that the lady running this daycare does not fully understand what's going to happen. So you're thinking you guys are going to either need to keep an eye on this daycare or like
figure out what to do with it.
You can't quite tell if the powers are receding or not. Like, it's not nearly as strong as it used to be, but it's still there. It's stuck there.
Right. Okay.
So, Sandra follows you in to the kitchen. And she starts just dishing on all of the gossip for the other kids. Bobby just got adopted because most of the kids here are connected to the foster care system. They're here because the church got them here, and it's really exciting, and they get very new friends like every other week. But sometimes it's sad when somebody gets adopted because they go away. But Bobby's not going to go away very far because he just got adopted down the street with the family that lives down there, and they're really nice. But it's kind of going to be a bummer because she's going to have Sandra, me, Sandra is also probably going to get adopted, but it's not going to be great because then I'm not going to be able to see my sister Lily anymore. because she's old and nobody wants her. So, when do I get to be a grown-up?
Pretty soon, but your sister Lily, what do you mean you would get adopted but she wouldn't?
Well, because I'm cute and adorable. And she's 12 and annoying. And also really sick. Nobody wants an annoying 12-year-old who's really sick. But she's been kind of good lately, which is weird.
Yeah.
I think she might want me to be adopted. Maybe I bother her. It's possible that I bother her.
Well, I can't picture that, Sandra. You're definitely a wonderful little girl, okay? And maybe I can talk to some people and see if we can get Lily some treatment if she's sick.
I don't know. It might not help. The
Why
doctor
not?
said she's terminal.
I see. Well, maybe we can still do something to make her days a little bit better. We could make her some cookies.
Can I tell you a secret?
Anything.
She told me not to tell anybody because she thought that our foster mom might not be happy about it. She has an invisible friend.
An invisible friend? Like,
She says it makes her feel good and feel like she could make a difference.
well, that's good. I mean, I used to have an imaginary friend too. That's pretty normal.
Dude,
Huh?
was it a unicorn?
It was a fairy.
But wait, the other girl said that you shouldn't talk to fairies because if they ask you for something, they'll take your name. Or wait, will they take your name? What if you just gave them a name tag?
You could give them a name tag as long as it didn't have your name on it.
Oh, so I could just name the fairy. Like I could give the fairy a name and be like, "Hello, you are Tom."
You could. I mean, I guess that is how it can work sometimes. I guess that's how we met our Tom.
Is your Tom a fairy? Is your Tom an imaginary friend? I'd never seen your Tom. I think your Tom is an imaginary friend.
My Tom has been away for a little while.
Did he
But
die?
no, I'm sure not. He'll be back soon. But it's good that your sister's got an imaginary friend. Is he or she a unicorn?
I don't think so. She doesn't like to talk about it, but she's really happy once she got her imaginary friend.
Yeah. How long ago did she meet her friend?
Like a month,
Like a month?
which would have been about when
Yeah.
you guys almost broke the world.
Right, of course. Okay, well that's really good. Maybe sometime I can meet your sister.
Oh. She'll probably be around. She might even come pick me up. Sometimes she comes and picks me up. But you could visit our house. Here's our house. I know how to write things down. And she
Okay.
writes on a piece of paper an address. It's not too far from here. These are good kids.
Rose does kind of just tuck it into her bag as like okay. Could be harmless, could be a demon. We don't know yet.
So
She'll
Wait.
just make snacks with Sandra.
you think she's a demon?
What? No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Like in that movie where it makes your head go round and you spit up soup?
Oh my god, well that's a movie that you should never have seen because you are way too young for that.
My last foster mom showed me. She said
Okay.
it would help.
Help? With what?
Nightmares?
Giving them or
No, because she explained it was all pea soup. So if you see something scary, it's not real. Except with his boogers. I think his boogers are real. Bobby's, I think those are real. I don't think they're like in the movie.
I do too. I wouldn't touch them. You know, I have a lot of questions, but I think the only one that's a big deal is do you think there's anything weird about your sister's friend?
No. I mean, we had a friend. I mean, he wasn't imaginary, but I think if we told everybody about him, they'd think he was imaginary because he had horns and hooves and, kind of glowed.
Where did you meet that friend?
Down in the basement.
Yeah, there we go. What was his name?
His name was Benedrix.
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 And he's the one who gave you all the cool magic, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe it's something like that. And she just has cool magic now, and she doesn't want to tell me because it'd be a surprise.
Well, it could be like Anna and Elsa, she is just protecting you.
Yes. I asked her if it was like Benedrix, and she said no.
Well, maybe I'll chat with her about it, okay? I'll make sure it's safe.
Okay. But don't take it away from her. She's very happy with it. And when parents say you can't have imaginary friends, it's sad.
No, I know. I wouldn't take anything good from her, okay?
Okay.
You can trust me, Sandra. Promise.
Okay.
And she'll just kind of make the snacks and definitely wait to meet that sister.
Cool. So Sandra helps you. You wander back out into the bevy of children. They are wandering around. There's like a bunch of squirrels. There's a skunk. Definitely a skunk. Lots of things are happening in this yard. And the lady is really excited that you're here. So she's doing laundry like in the basement and not paying attention to anything.
Right. First up, she's like, Gabby, you have to send your sweet skunk friend to the other side of the yard. And I will give him a snack, but he's got to be over there.
Gabby's like, he promises he won't be stinky. She's like literally holding him.
She's like, if he swears it, but if I have to give everyone tomato treatments, it will be a very sad day.
He doesn't swear. Swearing is rude.
Okay, just don't let him be stinky, okay?
And on that note, we are moving across town. Because Mike and Rory have been called down to the local police station.
On that note, are you saying that we're stinky?
No, I'm just leaving Rose to...
Oh, no.
However, it's out in everybody's mind who is watching. Because,
Fair enough.
Yep. So, the two of you have been called in because you had your like serial killer guy, your weird serial killer guy before who was murdering people and pinning them to walls and stuff. And
you gotta specify when you say weird serial killer guy.
What?
You gotta be specific when you say serial killer we're hunting.
That's true. The new one that got introduced like last week in the timeline of this story.
He wasn't here for that one, but I was told a bit about it.
That's true. So there was a series of murders going through the college. 3 priests have turned up dead. 2 of them looked kind of like a mugging, but it was a freaking brutal mugging. But the cops were like, well, nah. And then there's a third one that was weird. So you guys are at the police department to get some more information.
3 priests?
Yes.
Catholic priests?
Yeah, Catholic. One of them is like non-denominational-ish, but he works with the Catholic, like he works with like the Catholic charities in the area. Okay. So it's not all Catholic, but they're
are they, connected? Are they fully aware of what, the Order of St. George? Do they know what kind of stuff goes on, or are they just normal priests?
The priests are, well, so The first two. Father Patrick has been a fixture in the parish for years. Like, you have worked with him. He is kind of aware of the stuff that you do. Like, generally, like, he's not a member of your order, but he is aware. He's also been extraordinarily helpful. He is like a pillar of the community. He's always out doing things with the church. Let's see here. And then the other guy, so this was the dual murder. Father Mark, he's a little newer. He used to run, he recently transferred from Los Angeles, but he worked a lot with youth down in Los Angeles and moved up here because he liked the climate better and has been working pretty closely with Father Patrick in just some of the like charitable parishes in the area.
I have two questions. One, are any of these priests of a sort that are small enough you'd call them little? And two, are there any musically inclined bakeries and or barber shops in the nearby area?
I don't understand your question, sir. No, they're all full-grown men.
I'm sorry, I was trying to make a reference to a well-known Stephen Sondheim musical. We can move past that now.
It's not that well known.
You're talking to a low-level cop. He doesn't get musical references. He has other hobbies.
I saw it the other day. It was a community theatre production. Bloody lovely. You should check it out if you can. Anyway, do you have any leads?
I mean, I was kind of hoping you guys would, because you were tracking a guy that cut his people up into bits. Like, the two we found in the alley, I don't know. The initial guy was like total mugging, but these guys were like, it was an aggressive mug. I've never seen someone stabbed so many times and in so many different places.
So why do you think they are all three connected?
Based on the number of stabs.
Well, so I mean, there was a lot of stabs. We do have the knife, and he hands you an evidence bag, and it's like a kitchen knife, like kind of a generic. There are so many police cars outside my window right now.
I know, I keep seeing the lights.
Well, you're in a police station. What do you expect?
He hands you the knife. It's like a standard like kitchen knife set thing. It's like a steak knife. Like, it's sharp. It definitely could do its thing. Wait, what was your question? Oh, do we know if they're connected? I don't like. Well, I mean, you guys have been tracking a guy who's been like killing people, and so I just figured. I mean, the regular guys are off this week, and so I was just like, well, these guys deal with weird murders, and I don't want to deal with the paperwork. And I mean, Mike, you're a priest, so like, I figured like, I don't know, you'd know them and would know if they had enemies or something. The second guy, he was kind of weird. He wasn't stabbed.
No.
What happened to him?
He was like strangled to death with a trash bag outside his house. And there wasn't really a sign of like a struggle, but someone stomped his head in.
There was a zero struggle curb stomping.
Well, I mean, they stomped him. I mean, I guess he could have struggled, but like usually there'd be like tears or like
nasty fingernail things happening.
Yeah, like that stuff. So it was weird.
The assailant suffocated and then stomped his head in?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know why he would like stomp his head in and then suffocate him. That'd be strange.
Excessive, even.
Yeah, but like you had that guy who had the kid in the hospital nailed to the wall, and I was like, it's the same guy.
Well, all right then. Mike, I didn't get to witness much of this firsthand. Does this sound like fellow that we were looking for?
Is the cop still there?
I mean, he's like, this is like the new kid. He doesn't know what's going on genuinely. He probably didn't really want to sign up in the first place, but he like couldn't think of what to do after he got out of high school. So he's just here. He genuinely doesn't want to deal with the paperwork, and he's probably only half listening to you. He fully thinks he has handed this to the professionals and you guys are going to take care of it. So he's like playing on his phone.
I don't even know how to write a report for this thing.
Yeah. He's like, they said figure it out, so I'm handing it to you guys.
Okay, so Edith saw the murder weapon with like third eye saw it, and it was a special type of blade. This is not the same weapon, and it wouldn't be left at the scene, but I've kind of want to take over the case anyway since there's priests being murdered.
Oh, you probably would like that one. Okay, well, I'm just gonna hold that bag, and I'm going to look at the cop playing on his phone, and I'm just gonna sort of put it down in my own bag.
Do you guys want to talk to his assistant?
Yes, that'd be good.
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The third guy, his name was James. I don't know if he was a Catholic one, but he might have been. He never said father, but who knows?
Just James.
I Smith. I don't know.
That's all right. That's all right. No.
He didn't have an ID on him, man. I didn't want to go in his house and like violate his rights or anything.
Oi, that Miranda lady, she sure is a right difficult one, ain't she?
Just a little pointer here. Victims don't really have Miranda rights. You go and search their belongings because they're the victim of the crime, especially when they're dead.
Look, dude, I don't want to overstep. I've heard that's a bad thing now, and you can get canceled.
Yeah, but I'm just for future reference, if someone's a murder victim, you can search his stuff without violating his Miranda rights because you're not trying to charge with anything because, well, he's dead.
Sort of feels like you're getting double violated, though.
I'm pretty sure if I were murdered, I'd want somebody to search my stuff to try to find my murderer.
Yeah. All right, well, just stay out of my things if I do die, like.
So, her name's Courtney, and I think she can probably be found in his office at the university because he was like a guidance counselor there.
Let's talk to Courtney. She seems like she'd be a little bit more helpful.
I mean, don't Miranda her.
I will not bring Miranda into this. I won't even call her.
And Michael, being a former cop and now being deputized, can make sure he signs the chain of custody on this evidence that we've taken so that we can keep it for a trial if one comes up. Because we are deputized, so we can take this evidence with us.
Okay, cool.
Michael being a cop would know that. So.
Which is the other reason this guy called you. There was like a sticky note. There's like a big sticky note on his board. There's like tickets to the local ball game. There's like weird like coupons to Baba Java, and then there's like, if there's an emergency, call this number in like big Sharpie, and it's like Mike's number.
Oh, look at that! You're a bloody celebrity. But cops, I don't know if that's a good sort of celebrity or not.
It's better than being on their most wanted list.
That's a sorted cop celebrity.
Let's go talk to Courtney.
Let's find her.
All right. Are you guys going to head straight to Courtney? Are we going to call Rose? Are we going to...
I'm going to text her and be like, hey, Rose, we're going to meet Courtney. She's a dead priest's secretary, ? Do you want to look at a knife with me?
She texts back like, well, the knife sounds interesting. And also I have like 30 questions. Let me just do pickup and then I'll meet you guys there. What's the address?
Types the address and sends a picture of a jaguar that he thought looked cool.
She loves that. She sends several hearts, a butterfly, and then like 3 knife emojis.
All right.
Hey, while we're on the way over there, you want to see if you can get any sort of reading off this knife?
Oh, yes, that's why I wanted to bring it in the first place. All right, gonna crack my very human fingers and magic it up. We're gonna
Type protection really gets ready.
First roll of the night. That's a nat 12. 15, baby.
All right. So there is not magic residue on this knife, but there is like supernatural residue. It's not spelled, but it has been held by something that was probably not human that would have like residue.
All right. Am I able to get a trail off of it?
You know what? Actually, with a 15, yeah, what do you want to know? Like, what kind of trail do you want to know? Do you want to know where it originally came from? Do you want to know where that?
I would love to sort of. I mean, I would love to, more than where it came from, learn where the person who last used it is. But if I cannot do that, then backtracking it would be the next best thing.
So you can. How do you normally, do you get like an image of where it is? Like, I'm assuming an address doesn't pop into your brain.
You know, because we've been using a bunch of different people telling the story of this game, that we've gotten a few different like techniques of how these things are handled, and I write that way as magic is weird, bro.
I know, right? Okay, so I feel like the way we've been doing it is these tracking things give you like a path to follow. So there is a strong
Skyrim like holds up glowy trail on the ground.
Go it this way. So you can definitely, there is a trail you can follow. It's taking you kind of in a different direction than Courtney.
That's okay. I do want to follow the trail of this, but let's talk to Rose first. Let's get her, and then let's go talk to Courtney still for as much information as we can get, and then let's try and track down the knife wielder, is maybe my plan, if Mike's cool with that.
I'd rather track down the killer first, but we should probably have Rose with us when we do it, so...
Is it like a time-sensitive thing? Oh, that's true. There might be more dead priests if we wait too long.
Let's just pick up Rose, and then we'll ask questions until Rose gets there, and then we'll find this guy.
Okay. So you guys are going to meet Rose at the daycare and pick her up?
I thought
or we go into Courtney, and then
Rose. I thought she was meeting us at Courtney's.
She's meeting you.
Okay, yeah, she can. If she's cool to Uber over, yeah, let's go and meet.
I thought that was the plan.
I'm popping Frozen. Is this what we're doing?
I thought the plan was that I was doing pickup, and then I would meet them over at Courtney's.
Okay,
cool. Uber to Courtney's.
Brilliant. Okay. So we will pop over to pickup really quick while the gentlemen Uber to Courtney's, and then Rose will follow them. So I love doing this split scene thing, guys. It's like splitting the party, but with slightly less stress because there's not conflict yet.
You just can't see the other half of the party, so it's all good.
Okay, so you are there. It is the end of the daycare day, and the parents slowly start to come. Bobby's new mom, is there. Bobby is just so freaking excited. Like, just so excited to see her, and she is so like welcoming of him, and like there is just this lovely bond between this woman and this child. She really doesn't even notice the giant ball of like boogers. She genuinely, he hands her a ball of boogers, and she just thinks it's slime, like the kids are having, and she just is like, cool, honey. And she opens up, she's got one of those big minivans, and there's like 3 other kiddos in there. Who knows if they're adopted or not? Like, a couple of them look very much like her. A couple of them look like they might. Who knows? This lady is wonderful with children. She buckles Bobby in, and he waves goodbye, and throws you a ball of boogers.
Great, bro.
Thank you. I'll see you later, Miss Rose. And then you notice a girl walking up, and Sandra runs over to her. And this girl, she's about 12. She's got like a dark hoodie and dyed black hair. Like she's no longer really maintaining the dyed black hair. She looks like a goth kid who like cleaned up, like, and hasn't fully cleaned up, but she's like not really slouched. She's very confident. She comes over, gives her sister a big hug, and is like, "How was your day, Sandra? Tell me all about it. Did you find anybody new? You didn't tell people to do things, did you?" And Sandra's like, "Well, Rose said I shouldn't do that anymore because it's rude." And Lily's like, "Well, I mean, if they're bothering you, you can tell them to do whatever they want."
Hey. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Rose. And she kind of like puts a hand out a little awkwardly.
She gives you a handshake. It's a good handshake. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Yeah, Sandra was talking about you a lot today, and so I was hoping I could meet you.
Yeah. I mean, Sandra's great. She talks about all sorts of things. She's got an awesome imagination, don't you, kiddo? And Sandra's like, "Don't touch my hair." Ooh.
Hey, Sandra, do you have your coloring book in your backpack?
No. And she like runs back to the house.
She's like, hey, so this is gonna sound really silly, but I figure you kind of know about Sandra's special talents.
I mean, Sandra's really inventive.
Yeah, no, of course. She's a wonderful kid. I mean, one of my favorite kids here. She's
I actually think she can like mind control people, do you? Like, she tells people that.
I think she's a very lovely kid, and I think a lot of people want to listen to her.
I know. She just needs to control things. It's tough.
Yeah, I would imagine with her situation that controlling the day-to-day would help, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's not very much that we can control. Everything is kind of decided for us.
No, definitely.
But you just, you find good people and you make the best of it. And I don't know, you seem like good people, so
I really
don't
appreciate that.
hurt her.
Oh my God, I would never. She's incredible. And honestly, the way she talks about you, you sound really amazing too. She did suggest there might be somebody new in your guys' life.
Yeah, she's getting adopted like next week. And they live out of state, so she's going to be moving.
Okay. Not to intrude or anything, but don't you guys want to stay together?
I want her to have a family that like loves her. I don't want to drag her down. And I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're kind of young for this question, but do you have any plans for what to do?
I don't know. Mary said I could stay with them. The high schools here aren't bad. And I don't know. I'll probably get like a job, maybe at like Baba Java next summer.
Baba Java is an excellent place to work.
Yeah. But I won't be able to drive for a while. But if I start now, it might not matter, but it might matter.
Lily, can I ask you kind of a weird question?
She roll persuasion.
Okay. This is a good skill. Okay, that would be an 11.
Okay. Yeah.
So Sandra's very inventive and incredibly, her imagination's just amazing. But she kind of mentioned that there might be a invisible friend in her life. Do you know anything about that? Like an imaginary friend or somebody she would look up to?
She told me that she met a goat creature here, which is
Told me
weird.
that too.
And I mean, I was like, sure, that sounds cool. Absolutely.
You
Don't
know,
tell your name.
it's not really abnormal for someone your age to have something like that.
I don't have any goats in my house.
Not goats or ghosts, but just anything that would make, I don't know, reality seem easier.
I mean, like, okay, I know, like, we're all like on our phones, like disassociating all the time. And there's like a really good podcast that I listen to that like lets me like chill out and just, I don't know, think that it's going to be okay.
Okay. Well, you know, if you ever need someone to talk to or just help planning, I know I'm definitely not like the adult you should look up to in your life, but I would be happy to help. Even if it's you just want someone to see your Snapchats.
You have Snapchat? You're like old.
I have every social media that exists, okay? Every single one of them.
She looks kind of impressed. Okay. Well, okay, so Sandra gives everybody our address. So I'm assuming she gave you our address.
She did.
Well, I mean, are you good at English?
Yeah, I'm actually I'm a writing major.
Because I'm like about to fail. Maybe you could help with homework sometime?
I would love to, for real. That'd be really fun.
Cool. Here. And she like does one of the things that kids do where it's
Right,
just
where you can just like wave your phone.
It's magic. It's literal magic. Chloe in real life has no idea how that works.
No, my little brother did it to me the other day, and I was like, "How did you do that?" And he's like, "Magic."
Yep. So you now have her phone and her contact information. And Sandra has run back out, and she's like, "Well, cool. We should get home so the dinner doesn't get cold." Nice to meet you, Rose. Bye.
It was good to see you guys, and I'll give you a text here soon about tutoring.
Thanks.
Okay.
And Sandra gives you this giant hug, and then they like walk off.
Oh.
And your Uber drives up.
Cool. She will get in and head to Courtney's.
Cool. And because, you know, time is an illusion, we all arrive at Courtney's at the same time.
Oh my god, wow.
Bloody brilliant, that is.
Time is an illusion.
Hey. Okay,
Oh,
so
Hi, Rose.
there's a lot going on with that text.
Oh?
What? The ex-secretary of a murdered priest? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, one of
you guys know
three.
more.
One of
There have been
three of
three
them.
murders, all of them priests, two of them Catholic priests, one of them a non-denominational priest who works with Catholic charities. One of them two of them were Muggy brutally stabbed. Is that right?
Yeah, two of them were early stabs. The first one, Father Patrick, has helped you with your Order of St. Michael stuff with like
Yeah.
the Order of St. Michael for new listeners is a Catholic order within the church diocese here and internationally that deals with demonic exorcisms, etc.
Father Patrick helped me sometimes. He wasn't fully a member of the order, so he's not really connected. It's like, we have the murder weapon. We signed it out as evidence, and it wasn't the same one that Edith saw on the other murders, so they're not really related to the serial hunter we're presently searching for. But I'm still kind of interested in finding out who was killing priests. The individual who was not the Catholic priest worked as a guidance counselor on campus. We're going to see his secretary. She might have some more information. The cop who's handling the case just kind of is filling a desk,
Okay.
so it's
well,
kind of up to us to crack
And
this.
we aren't.
easy enough. We can talk to her. And then like I have a small thing, but I don't know if it's something that's like worth a big deal. You know? Just like a
What's
gut
up?
feeling.
Yeah, given our history, there's probably 90% chance it's potentially world ending.
Yeah,
World
okay.
ending. So
Well, little Sandra's got a sister who has a questionable situation, imaginary friend, and I think we should just check it out later. It doesn't have to be right now. I don't think she's in any danger, but just like a little pin.
are those
I
kids
feel like
still
we should-
magic?
Huh?
Are those kids still magic?
Oh, super magic.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
On
one of
something
them
like that, I feel like we should hit up Edith. I mean, it sounds like she's been kind of taking a day off today, but also the last time I took a day off, things happened.
Edith pops up from the back seat. I've been here the whole time, you guys.
Oh, why did you fall asleep
Wow,
in the
you
van?
guys just ignored Edith all day? That's awful.
I didn't know she was asleep in the van.
No, it's fine, you guys. I've been studying, and she's got like too much coffee,
Were
and
you listening to us?
she's had the headphones in. She's not paying attention. All the stress has gotten to her. She's cracked. She's in the back seat. She's cracked. Ryan, you can call her if you need her to fight, but guys, I'm gonna take a nap.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, lay down.
Let's
How
go
long
talk
have
to
you been
Courtney.
back here?
At least since last night.
Oh, I think I've been here for like 3 days. Cause guys, this book is just amazing. And she like pulls up. Gerald downloaded one of the magic books onto her phone, but it's like one of the old like ceremonial occult magic books that's like from the time when like the Victorians were merging science and magic and religion, and she's like, guys, you don't understand, like this all makes so much sense. Like it's not just about spells and everything, it's about like getting everything right. Like, the balance has to be right, and if you don't, did you know they have systems for this? This is like chemistry, guys. Like alchemy is you've never seen her like this.
That's that's a bloody good one right there. That's like the bloody White Album of magic.
I mean, I'm glad you're getting into magic. That's really good.
Rose, if I don't do this, I think my brain might explode. But if I can crack this code, I might be able to get this stuff out of my head. I could do that. I could put a circle around it and be like, big on!
So you're learning more magic to help you forget magic.
Not forget, cast out. I will get it out of my brain. I don't want to see horrible, brutal murders every time they happen. I'm not interested in that.
That
Rose.
seems fair.
It's just not pleasant. I always end up with migraine afterwards. And I know it's useful. But I feel like you guys are smart enough that you could figure it out without me having to have the migraine-inducing, terrifying sense of just I'm watching someone be murdered.
No, it sounds good. You keep reading, and we will go talk to the secretary of a dead priest.
Yeah,
Or just take a nap if you can.
I would love
probably
if you would do that.
She like sips on her coffee and it's empty.
I'm like, you don't need that. No more.
She throws it out the window.
Edith.
What? The world is gonna end anyway.
We will not
Probably
litter
not.
until the end of it.
Pick up the litter and put it in a trash can and go see Courtney.
Edith yells out the window. It's hopeless anyway. The world is gonna end, whether it's by dragons or whether it's by us blowing up a giant.
You're getting cut off.
in
We're
the-
calling Nat right now. No more coffee for you.
Also, Mike, I'm pretty sure this one can go in recycling. No, it's not a big deal or anything, but no, it's fine. Let's go.
No, it's fine. Let's go.
All right, so Rose and Dan roll perception.
I'm assuming that would be a
Sharp.
Yes, I think so.
In that
Okay.
case, -1, that's a 7.
I got
Slightly
a 9.
homebrew.
You got a 9. Okay. That's enough. You guys recognize this place. Like, you have visited James before. He is like a very active guidance counselor. Like, he helps with like career counseling.
Is he there
Rory-
for the church school dance thing? Was he there for that?
Was he there for the no? Because that was for like a high school.
Okay.
This is for the
He works
college.
at the college. He works at the college. He's like
Hmm.
in their career development guidance area. So
Got
Rory,
it.
you've probably been in there when you were like, how do I get money?
Yeah.
And Rose, you're just preparing for your future. So of course you've been in there multiple times. You walk in and Courtney looks up. She looks exhausted and drawn and just like not distraught, but just it's been a long morning.
She's tired.
And she's sorting through. She's like in the back office and she hears you guys come in and is like, I will be right out. Hold your horses. No, he's
Your
not.
time.
And she pops her head out and is like, oh my God, Rose.
Hey.
Oh, you are a sight for sore eyes. And she just gives you this enormous hug because of course she does.
Wait, no, you're okay. How are we doing, hun?
Oh my God. I take it you guys heard.
What
Yeah,
about the
I
murder? Aye.
I don't understand. Like, I don't, like, you guys knew him. He was amazing.
Seems like an
I don't know. He could have been a wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
He was at his
Oh.
home. He was at the back of his house. Like, I know weird things happen, but like, that's 1 in a million. And you know crimes are usually done by people who know them. Like, but he didn't have any family here. Like, which was so sad. Like, he came all across the country because he felt called here. Like,
Did he have any bad sessions recently? Anybody who left upset?
no. He was
Did-
giving everybody, you know. Go ahead. Sorry. Hi, who are you?
This is Mike.
Did he tell you he felt he was called here to Wealdport?
First of all, do I need an attorney? Am I a suspect?
No. Oh my God, no, not at all, Courtney.
I just kind of like pat my bag and look at the trail of the knife again and make sure it's not headed towards her.
It is not.
How
Oh, I'm
tall
pretty
is she?
sure no.
What's her size, basically?
Courtney is just like an average sized woman. She's got like
She doesn't look like she could stomp into somebody's head.
brown hair. No.
No.
Yeah, certainly not. I mean,
Neither the face stomping nor the knife stabbing
I
type.
feel
Got it.
like just stomping is yeah, but yeah, no, she doesn't look like the kind of person who would. She's wearing like a sweater and she's got her hair is kind of frazzly. She's mid 30s to 40s. Like, this is just what she does. She's a secretary.
Fair enough.
She works with college kids. Long time ago, in like the late 80s, she smoked a joint once. It was a real weird night. Ever since then.
Courtney,
It sounds
would you
like
mind-
she might be able to use a second one from the sound of things
No,
lately.
But did he ever tell you that he felt like he was drawn here to Wealdport?
Yeah. He felt like he was called here. Like, but I mean, like, you hear that from God men all the time. Like, God calls people.
Oh, no, pretty common.
Maybe Courtney, would you mind if Mike takes a look around?
Yeah,
We're
I
just
mean-
helping out.
sure. I mean, whatever. There's no one
Does
to
he
take
have a
stuff.
Does he have a appointment schedule we could look at?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she opens up his office, and his office it's well organized, like not maniacally organized, but like he was a fairly organized dude. There's some stacks of paper around. Let's see. Are you all gonna go back there? Or is it just Mike?
I'll stay with Courtney if you guys want to take a look, or
I'll do the wiggly fingers at him.
The
I'll do
wiggly.
this standard gumshoe thing.
Okay, so Rory and Mike are going into the office. Rose is staying out. Okay, so we will follow Mike and Rory real quick. Okay, so you guys go into the office. What are you looking for?
The last day or two, who we had appointments with, and if there's any sort of notes about problems with anybody, who you're supposed to meet the next day after he was murdered, anything that stands out, any sort of just standard police work, and if it's anything, any recurring meetings, somebody, it's some sort of pattern showing someone's upset or that sort of thing.
Okay. So as you're pulling open the drawers and stuff, actually give me a roll. Let's see how much of this you get.
I assume I'm investigating a mystery. Yeesh.
Roll to investigate the mystery.
So that's a total of 8.
Okay. So you find his journal, or not his journal. You find his like day planner thing. And there are students' names listed all over and like faculty things. It is very random. The one thing that stands out as like this happened every time is AA. He has an AA meeting listed. It happens every week, and as far back as you can go, like he's been here for a couple of years. That AA meeting is like, it started maybe a year-ish ago. But that has been there. That is the one consistent thing.
And up to his death.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he had it listed out like a lot of people don't list. I mean, I don't know, maybe some people list stuff, but he had AA listed like into next year. Like this is a thing he was gonna.
Okay.
Rory, do you want to roll?
I'm
Well,
probably going to do worse at actually investigating the mystery than
Okay.
Mike would. But I'd like to... Is this where he held his sessions?
You cannot tell that from that journal.
Okay. I'm going to try to get some vibes off this office. I'd like to sense sort of like the spiritual energy of this place. Let us know if it was like, a place of generally positive feelings or catharsis, or whether this was a place where there was any lingering malice.
Okay.
That would be a 11.
Ooh. Okay. As you are doing this,
I know, this is the silliest.
That helps him focus his camera, folks.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, my camera needs shiny things to focus. I'm not just trying to sell this lovely French bulldogs and donuts water bottle to you all.
So you are looking around the room. You notice like he has been dedicated to working with students for a while. Like he has commendations from when he was working in he's worked all in colleges all around the country. He has commendations, he has letters like, thank you for helping me. He went to freaking Rome and he has a picture of him with the Pope. Like he's not Catholic, but I don't know why he did that. Christians do weird things. This is said as a Protestant myself. I'm like, I don't know. I guess that's the thing people do. He has also been really active in the community, and you notice that there is kind of a dual sense in this room. There is a sense of like pride at the accomplishments, but over that pride is a really, really heavy layer of guilt. And as you are walking around, your foot sort of like swings under the desk a little bit and glass bottles tinkle. And there are like 3 empty handles of vodka underneath that desk. And one of them has like, was working on it.
I think that This here man of the cloth might have had his own demons.
Yeah, he's been attending AA meetings regularly. It might be worth going to talk to a sponsor. I know they don't want to like to reveal any secrets, but since he's dead, if it helps us catch his killer,
Why? Worth checking on.
can I locate the name of his sponsor? If I search through his desk, or
Roll for it. Nah,
Just a
I'm not
Sharpie.
gonna roll for it. I'm just yes. You can.
well, yeah, if I can, I'll ask Courtney to see if she knows.
I mean,
if he's not
go ahead.
secretive about it.
we'll use the dice. Let's see if you find it.
Okay. 5.
No, you don't find anything.
Yeah.
But that's fine because we can pop out to Courtney and Rose and see what they are looking at.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
Unless there's I popped you out too early. Unless there's anything else you guys want to do in the office.
Nothing I can think of.
Gonna grab any unempty bottles for evidence.
Cool. You have them.
Cool.
All right. Oh, no. No, it's making me no. Mm-mm. Sorry, guys. It's like, do you want to change your name? No, I don't want to change my name.
No, not particularly.
All right, so you are back in the main office with Courtney, and she is in the process of just like organizing papers and documents, and she's just like, man, like, I cannot believe. Like, Wealdport has always been a strange place. Is it just me, or is it getting weirder, Rose?
No, it's definitely been weirder.
I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's the fault line. Like, maybe we're just on that fault line and there's like fumes coming up or something. So there's supposed to be a fault line where like the whole West Coast just falls into the Pacific.
I'm sure I've heard about it, you know. Courtney, can you think of anything that he might have even said to you or something that felt weird but not out of the ordinary for him?
I mean, not really. Like, okay. Out of the ordinary. You mean like recently?
Yeah, like just anything he might have said where you were like, oh, what? But then just kind of moved on.
I mean, he's been struggling for a while with feeling like he's just not doing enough. Like, he could be doing more somehow.
Did he have anybody he was meeting with regularly? You know, even a girlfriend or a bestie?
No. But he did have his AA buddies.
Yeah.
They met down at the Unitarian Church.
Okay.
Regularly. Like, they were there for him.
Okay. Anyone in particular you can think of?
I mean, like, you're not supposed to like say things, but like his sponsor was Father Aaron.
Okay.
So like, I don't know, maybe he told Aaron things. I tried not to pry because like I just see how much into his life. And I was just like, dude, you got so much going on. And I would try to like convince him that like it's fine. You're doing so much.
Right.
He was just like, no, I'm falling short. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I go off on Friday night and I hit some of the clubs downtown. You go off on Friday night and you're in like a freaking soup kitchen. Or you're reading to kids at the library. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just weird that anybody would target him.
Rose, roll investigative mystery.
Okay. Okay, that would be -1. It would be an 8.
As she is going through his stuff, she comes across a leather-bound book and is like, oh man,
What is it?
This is his journal. This feels weird, but like, I don't want to read this because he was my boss. And like, it.
No, I get it.
But if you guys want it,
It might help, you know? We're just trying to find out who did this.
yeah. I don't know.
No, definitely. I'll take a look and I swear I'll bring it back totally unharmed.
Or keep it. I think I'm moving.
Yeah? Out of
Things are
Wealdport?
too weird. Yes. I don't know. Maybe San Diego. Ugh, I can't afford San Diego.
Girl, who can? Well, wherever you go, you have my number. So if anything weird happens, you can always call. And for real, before you go too, anything weird, call, okay?
Sure.
Because I'm kind of rough out there and I don't want anything happening to you.
I mean, whoever this is, they're dangerous. Be careful.
For sure. And you too. I mean, seriously, anything weird, even if it's just you feel weird at home alone, call, okay? I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Okay. I will.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to take this to the guys and see if it's helpful for him, okay?
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
And they come out. They have the journal, or not, they have the journal. They have the calendar, bottles. Do you guys have anything more you would like to ask Courtney?
Courtney, do you know the name of his AA sponsor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Father Aaron.
Okay.
And if you, Mike, you know Father, he's another one of the ones that you like kind of know. Haven't really ever worked with him closely, but you like have heard him around.
He's not a, yeah.
No, he's not a non. And you know he runs like AA meetings. Like that's a thing that he does.
Well, thank you, Courtney.
Yeah.
Go back to the truck, guys.
Good luck. Oh, Mike, should I get a gun?
My answer to anyone who asks me that is almost always yes.
I'm
Every woman should have a gun, should know how to use it, and be willing to use it.
getting a gun and I'm moving. And she just goes back to like cleaning up.
Not a bad life choice.
All right, so we are going back to the van.
Yep.
Cool.
Well,
All right, so we know he was an AA, but he also had a drinking problem he had not conquered yet. I don't know if it's worth going to talk to his sponsor right now. I know him. He probably gives us all the information we want. But I don't know if we should follow that, or because Rory has a lead on the possessor of this knife who used it.
It
You could
probably
follow the
depends
knife.
on timing, right? Like how soon we think more murders might be coming up.
What time of day is it?
Well, so you guys actually, we did pick up earlier, so it's night. And you guys do notice the AA meeting is scheduled for tomorrow night.
Let's. I know Father Aaron. I could probably call him, put him on speaker while we're driving, and see if we can locate this knife. I see if I can get hold of Father Aaron and talk to him.
All right, I can keep the magic GPS up if that's what we need.
I've
we
got
start
this
driving,
journal. I'll start reading it while we drive.
All right. I'll give him a call and put it on speaker.
Cool. The phone rings. Hello.
Father Aaron?
Yes.
This is Michael Connor. This is Michael Connor. Yes, sir. Look, we're working with the police investigating the murder. And I've
Yes.
forgotten his name.
Oh my gosh. I heard. Yes. No.
Yeah.
It was James and Patrick and Mark. This is awful.
Yeah. We've just came back from Mark's office, talked to his secretary. We know he's a member of AA, and you were his sponsor. Is that correct?
I was. I
Yeah,
know.
I know. I'm not trying to pry in anything, but if there's anything you can tell us that would help us, is because I know he had fallen off the wagon or
Yeah.
hadn't really gotten back on it. It seemed like we found some empty vodka bottles in his office.
Ugh. I knew something was going on. Mike, you know when you can tell someone's faith is just like slipping away?
Yeah.
My heart hurts for him. He was in so much pain.
His secretary said he felt like he was overridden with guilt that he wasn't doing enough. And wasn't he pretty active in charity works?
I mean, Mike, you know, we all have our internal demons that we carry with us. Like, he wanted to do more. You know, he wanted to do more than just impact the kids at this one campus. He wanted to leave a legacy. He wanted to somehow leave the world better than it was. And I don't think he thought what he was doing that. You know, he was counseling kids to go get coffee jobs so that they wouldn't end up doing dope on the street. They say dope anymore? Am I aging myself? I'm aging myself. Mike, like...
I still say it. I don't know. Of course, I'm usually referring to what you dial onto a sniper rifle, but...
I think he wanted to do better. You get that, right?
I do.
Like, that's why you do what you do.
Yeah. But was he mixed up in anything? Was there anything you say he was trying to do more than just get kids off of drugs? Would he have been making enemies doing that with pushers or dealers or?
No, he was never that brave. I mean, maybe that was part of his problem. Maybe he tried something. I don't know.
Had anything changed with him recently?
Yeah, it was recently that he started questioning his faith. He was like, you know, he was one of those people who was like so convicted for his entire life. And then I think he just wasn't willing to wait for God's timing, Mike. We can't fix everything. At least not all at once, at least not by ourselves. You need a group to come together in order to do that. And he didn't. I thought we were there for him. I thought he was making progress because, you know, he had taken a downturn, and I think the booze was starting to get to him. I don't know. He was losing faith, Mike. He was losing faith.
All right. Well,
I pray every day. Well, I mean, it's been like 24 hours, but I'm sorry. It's not good to make light of the dead. I hope his soul is in the right place.
Yeah.
He was questioning everything.
Well, I'm going to do what I can to see if we can at least bring his killer to justice. If there's anything you can think of, Father, you have my number. Just you can text me or call me.
Thank you. You know, the other thing, the other two guys,
Mm-hmm.
they were in
Father
our
Patrick.
group. They were in our group with us. So,
How many men of the cloth were in that group?
12. I capped the groups at 12.
And they were all priests?
I mean, this group. We
Um,
all need a place, Mike. And they can't go to a normal AA meeting.
Yeah, please contact every one of them and tell them that I don't want to alarm anybody. There's a chance that they're all being targeted, including you.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, we'll be careful. I
All
promise.
right. Okay. Thank you, Father.
Let me know if you need anything, okay, Mike?
Oh, I will.
Edith
Everything.
pops up and she's like, guys, did you know that you can alchemize things with your brain? You just pop onto a different wavelength and it's like you've transmuted to a different timeline. She's now scrolling TikTok and is just absolutely not making any sense.
Edith, take a nap.
The weirdest part of that is the ways in which it kind of makes sense.
Edith? Yes.
Oh.
All of it kind of makes sense. That's the problem, Laura.
Is your signal still strong? Are we going in the right direction?
I'm looking at it. It's holding true.
Yes, we are going in the right direction. We are getting close.
That's
Which direction are we headed generally?
We
Is
are
it inside
In
of town?
relation to
we are headed generally towards the neighborhood where Rose came from.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay. Can nod along with that. Not think too heavily on it yet.
Reading the journal, is there anything in there that's helpful, or is it just kind of him thinking out loud?
Oh, the journal's actually kind of upsetting. It is repetitive prayers for forgiveness. It is like he's like mishmashing like Christian traditions of liturgical prayers for forgiveness. There's like psalms in there about being unworthy and not doing enough and being worthy of God's judgment. He's got like quotes from the Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God sermon where it's like God is dangling you over the precipice into the fires of hell like a spider unless you repent. Like it's freaking dark.
Anywhere in it say what he's repenting for?
The last page, he writes, I don't understand why God is testing me like this. And I don't know if I can do it. Forgive me, my faith is weak. 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 Forgive me, my faith is weak.
Oof.
Yeah, Mike, this might be out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm assuming she was reading this out loud to everybody.
At least the most,
Yeah.
the important parts.
Oh, go ahead.
I didn't manage to catch most of what was happening on the other side of that phone call of yours, Mike. But let's just say I've been around enough folks who put enough of themselves outside of the world, who start coming unglued from it, and other things, other tragedies, whatnot, get them all wrapped up in their nonsense, and that gets tangled up in their faith, and then all of a sudden others start paying for it. Do you think this might have been something along those lines? I'm not sure I trust anybody who says that he was called to Wealdport of all places.
That did concern me. I don't know if he was called here by God or by some other power. We know this is a nexus for all sorts of strange things, and
I not to besmirch your God or anything, but it does seem like there are a lot of things here that might be a bit more vocal than him.
yeah, and I don't know. And I also don't know if he was just talking about his alcoholism, and that was, I mean, to you or me, that might not be a big deal, but to him, maybe that was the thing he just couldn't let go of, his idol. I don't know. I wish you had been specific in his journal. Any way you could figure that out from his writings with your twiddly finger stuff, or you got to keep concentration on your GPS?
The more I mess around, the more room there is for error. That's all I can say.
Well, let's just find the guy who was wielding the knife. That probably seems the most pressing matter right now.
Let's get it done if you can.
All right. So you pull up to a house in the neighborhood. It's like a normal house. Rose, you
Before we get out of the car, I want to pull out the knife, get a real good look at it, and put it back in the bag, so I can recognize it. If it's part of a set from a kitchen, I want to be able to recognize the same knives in a house if we go into it without having to pull it out and look at it.
Rose, you look up, and the address is the address that Sandra scrawled on the paper for you.
Oh, you guys remember my put a pin in it?
Oi,
I think we should pull the pin out.
what's on the other side of the pin, Rose?
Well, this is little Sandra's house with her sister and their imaginary friend.
Maybe we'll get lucky and it's not a world-ending event, just a serial killer. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, I don't know that I like
that's the
serial
positive side for
killers
us.
Hanging out with the toddler. That makes
That's still probably, for us, that's a win when it's just a serial killer running.
I mean, as a matter of
What we consider
scale,
a
I
win.
suppose.
I really hate that we would consider that even close to a win.
Yeah, me too.
I tend to at least view serial killers as like more distasteful.
Okay, well,
They're easier to stop, at least. Yeah.
if it helps, I was invited here, so we don't really have to break in.
Oh, good.
Do you guys want me to just go see who's home?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's April in Washington State.
Mhm.
So we have some fake jackets. So I'm gonna put a sawed-off shotgun under one arm.
As one does.
As one does.
He's got a soft body armor on, and
Do you want me to go first, or are we like rolling up as a crew here?
you're pretty sure this is where the killer
I'm
is,
positive.
Rory?
I don't know for certain, but I felt like I did a pretty good job on my
Are you willing
magic.
to bet Rose's life that he's not here?
Oh my god, that's
What?
so dramatic. There are children inside.
I'm not betting anyone's life, other than maybe a murderer's.
So let's go in with her then.
Okay, that
Shall
works.
would it be easier to explain fewer people?
I think explaining fewer people would help. I'm not really
Shall
sure
I-
what lie we're going to give to get Mike in the door, but figure it out.
Shall I be a hamster?
A hamster would be excellent.
May I hop in your pocket? I
Of
promise I
course
shall
you
not do
can.
anything untoward in there.
No, she
Here,
just
let me put a
opens up her
button cam
jacket.
on you. We take a few minutes, hook up with a button cam and a microphone so I can hear everything from inside the truck.
All
Edith
right.
can stand there with me, reading on alchemy and
Edith is in the truck. Like, we'll
Transmogrification.
call the cops if you guys need me. Hold on, this is really important.
All right, I'm gonna be a hamster. I'll see you in a bit, Edith.
Guy, don't die. Nobody die.
No one's going to die. We're just going to go see a kid.
Cool, because I'll have guilt if you guys die and I was in here just researching shit on Wikipedia. That would, but I don't think I can stop.
You're okay. Don't stress.
I'm stressing. This is what I do.
I really think we're cutting you off of coffee tomorrow. I think that's the first step here.
I
she will-
squeak in distress.
All right,
All
are
right,
we all-
let's do this, Rory.
so we're all going in.
Wait, no. So I think now it's Rory and Rose are going in. Mike is listening from the car, ready to murder.
Listening and watching with the cameras up.
Yes.
Oh, that's right, because you have the camera on you. Cool. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, Rose and Rory, you walk up to the house, and the porch light flickers on, and a little face appears in the window, and it's Sandra, and she's like, "Oh my God!" And she closes the blinds, and she's like, "Mom! Mary! She's here!" And very
Wait, she's yelling the name Mary
yes.
and Mom.
Well, yes. I mean, she's a foster child.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Just checking.
The door opens, and it is a woman in her 40s. She looks tired, a little bit frustrated. Life has been hard on this woman. Can I help you? And
Hi.
Sandra is just like bouncing up and down on her side, and you can.
Hey, my name is Rose. I work over at the
Sandra,
daycare.
stop it. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Trust me, I get it. I was just coming to visit. I had talked to Lily about tutoring, and maybe meeting with Sandra for some after-school stuff.
Yeah, no, that would be fabulous. I know her counselor has said she needs to be doing better at school, or they're going to keep her at home, and I know she just doesn't want that. And
She seems really excited to learn, and I'm happy to teach.
oh my God, if you could just handle them for a while. She like pulls you in, and she's like, "Do you have children?"
No, not yet. Maybe someday, though.
There's so much trouble. Don't laugh, young lady. Don't have them. It's too much. I don't know why I signed up for this. I just need a nap.
If it helps, I'm registered as a babysitter if you want me to just watch him for a little bit.
She actually starts crying.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Why don't you go get a coffee or something? For real, you can check anything you want. I'm not making anything up.
There's like a baby crying in another room. She's like, "I will be back." And she goes. And as you look, you can see there's like pictures of lots of kids. This woman has been fostering for a while. It is getting to be a lot, apparently.
No problem. I'll keep watch for a bit.
She disappears upstairs, and Lily comes down and is like, "Oh, I didn't expect you to come so soon."
Yeah, hey. Well, I thought I would stop by and we could discuss a little bit about the tutoring, and I just, I was in the area, so I thought maybe it was a good idea to check in. And
Okay.
it seems like now maybe I'm watching for a bit.
No, that's fine. I mean, usually Mary just has me watch him. But I mean, this is nice. At least she's taking care of the baby.
Yeah, of course. Well,
You got tea? I think we have tea. Come on. And she like brings you back to the kitchen.
okay, sounds good. And she'll just kind of follow her in. She'll send a text to Mike that's like, she just seems overwhelmed. But
Go ahead.
sorry, my brain like got so lost. Just like,
hold
yeah,
on.
no.
Sorry, really quick. We got a knock at the door. Back door, front door?
Front door.
Front door. Okay. Lily is taking you back, and we hear the knock at the front door, and Lily's like, okay. And she opens it, and Mike, are you in plain clothes? Are you in? Okay.
Yeah, he's not kitted up. He's
Gotcha. Her face still like goes completely blank, and is like, "Rose, there's a cop at the door."
Oh, okay. Don't worry.
where's the-
Don't worry.
I heard the baby crying. Sorry, I'm a friend of Rose. I was dropping her off. I was staying in the car doing some work on my phone, but can I take care of the baby?
Mike, your leg is like itching.
Okay.
He is with me. It's totally
Mary is
okay.
taking care of the baby, and no, I don't know you, sir.
Well, you know Rose, and Rose knows me.
Yeah, I'm not just gonna let a random man handle my baby sister.
No,
Even if
of
it's
course.
just like temporary baby sister.
No, of course. Why don't I go check on it? Would that be okay?
Okay, but he needs to stay outside.
Mike, would that be okay?
Sure, we'll sit on the porch. And
I swear.
I send Rose a text. There's a demon in this house.
She texts back like, okay, cool. With one of those just like faces.
Lily doesn't close the door on Mike. She just kind of crosses her arms and stands in the door.
She's like, Lily, I promise he's not going to do anything, okay?
I'm a
I'll
watcher.
go check. Okay, that's totally fine. And it's a good idea. And she'll go check on the baby and the demon. That feels like a great plan.
Okay, so we have split up. Rose is investigating upstairs, and Mike is downstairs with Lily.
She's upstairs with a hamster,
Mhm.
trying not to freak out.
The hamster's also trying not to freak out.
Okay, we're gonna stay with Michael and Lily for a second. So do you hang around with little girls often?
I met Rose a while ago. She reminds me of my little sister. I've been taking care of her. Her friend is also the daughter of a friend of mine, so I'm kind of like a older brother / dad to the two of them.
So you would protect them?
A what?
You would protect them.
Oh yeah. Do you have an older brother who protects you?
No,
That's rough.
I'm fine.
Never hurts to have somebody looking out for you. Yeah, I can take care of myself too, but it's good to have friends who look out for you, though.
It's hard to have friends when you move around every 6 months because you're old and nobody wants you.
I'm sorry about that. I have a couple foster siblings myself.
But they stayed?
Yeah, we adopted them.
How did they convince you to keep them? You probably got them when they were babies, didn't you?
They
Everybody.
weren't babies. They weren't babies. They were older. They weren't 12, but I don't think that should really be an issue.
Yeah, well, if you're complicated with attitude problems and health issues,
I think every adolescent has complications. Kind of comes with the age. I remember what I was like when I was your age. I was a handful, to say the least.
I'm not a handful. I don't want to be bad. I just need to watch out for Sandra.
I
Because
understand that.
she trusts people, and she shouldn't trust people.
Why shouldn't she trust people?
I don't know. It's just not. You don't get it. You have a family. It's not safe if you don't have a family. And I think her family is going to be good. I wish I could go with them, but I think she's going to be okay.
What kind of a read am I getting off of her?
Roll. Is it instinct?
Sharp, I would guess.
Yeah, roll sharp.
It's not one of them. Interpersonal skills are not Michael's greatest. Yeah, but that's a 9.
She distrusts you because you are a man. She doesn't quite know if she doesn't like she's kind of warming to you. Like you haven't done anything to trigger any of her warning bells, but this kid has been through some shit. And she is not gonna just let you close. It's a defense mechanism. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Will you tell me honestly?
Yes.
If I let you in, are you going to hurt anybody in this house?
Not you or any kids or anybody. I can't guarantee if somebody breaks in the house, I'm probably going to kill them just to protect people. But I don't hurt people because to cause harm or injury to innocents.
Well, that's
the only
weird.
reason I would hurt somebody is to protect someone that's innocent.
Why would somebody break into our house with your van on the porch?
Weird stuff happens all the time, especially in Wealdport.
She believes you, and she like kind of steps back from the door and is like, "Do you want to come in and sit on the couch? It's not rainy inside."
That'd be lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome. But one false move and I'm screaming for Mary.
Okay.
To leave. All right. Let's flip back up to Rory and Rose.
Stress.
Let's go, demon kids. Let's go.
Woo. She just kind of pats her head like, this is a terrible plan.
Wait, so you're holding the baby? Okay. So maybe.
Wait, no, I have Rory's in my pocket.
Oh, okay. Well, Sandra has followed you upstairs. She's so excited that you're here. She has discovered Rory.
Oh, yeah.
As you are in the hallway, and she like has him. She's like, "Who is this? I wish I could talk to him. Can you say anything? Can you say anything?" That is the weirdest sounding hamster I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's almost like he's never heard a hamster before, right?
He squawked at me. Why did he squawk at me, Rose?
You know, I think he just really wants to impress you.
I do a little roll around in her hand to try to be cute.
He looks like the goat man.
He looks like the goat man? What do you mean?
Like he's shiny.
Oh, he's very shiny. You are right about that. In fact, maybe if you want to put him back in my pocket, you and I are going to go find Mary, right?
Okay. Mary! And she like yells at you like you're really close to her. Right here.
Rose will just like offer her hand to put him back. She's like, I'm so sorry.
And Mary is like, "Oh my God, Sandra, be quiet. I just got Beth down." And she's like, in the baby room, there's like 3 beds. There's like 2 kids' beds and the crib. They're all crammed into this kind of small room.
Hey, Mary, is everything okay?
It's fine. I'm so sorry. Like this is just
Oh.
how Tuesdays go, and it's real stress. And I'm sorry. I love these kids. I don't want anything to happen to them.
No, of course. Do you want me to? I could hold Beth for a few minutes. I don't want you to think that I'm like some weirdo that just came into your home, but I just want to help.
Well, you kind of are, but I get a really good feeling off of you. And I don't know. Sandra's got a good sense about people. So yes, if you would, I would. Oh, thank God.
And Rose will just kind of hold her. And she's like, hey, is anything, up or anything weird?
I mean, foster kids, you never know what you're going to get. Like it. They have seen more than most adults, and it's tricky.
Yeah.
And Sandra is leaving, which is breaking poor Lily's heart, and I don't know how to help her. But like, get this. Lily has like, I'm so happy you're here because her school, she's on the last legs at her school. She was such a problem. And then a month ago, we got news that her heart problems, they've halted. She has like a fatal heart. I don't even really know what it is, but it stopped. And she's just like a different person.
Yeah.
She's
I mean,
like
that's amazing.
trying, and she's barely been in any fights. Like she did beat up the one kid, but he was calling the girl names, and she's done so well. Her grades are up. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to really touch it, and I'm just trying to like tiptoe around it because I feel like this is probably the most productive way that she could cope with losing her sister, which is like the only family she's had for.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I mean, that's amazing that she's had a turnaround. She's not said anything about why, just kind of a new lease on life.
I mean, I think the news really encouraged her. Like, who knows how long it'll last? The doctors don't know why.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to talk to her while we do some tutoring and see if there's anything I can do to help.
Girl, if you get any insight, let me know.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, she can stay here until they find a place or she ages out. I mean, I guess. Be a while. I don't think she wants to stay here, though. She doesn't like the rain.
I get it. Look, this is kind of weird, and I don't want you to think that I'm up to any shady stuff. Has anything been weird about the house? I work over at the daycare, and they had some really weird stuff go down a few days ago, and I don't know why, but I get a really weird sense that, maybe something more is going on. And even if it sounds kind of crazy, you're welcome to tell me about it.
No, I mean, like, Sandra has been kind of all over the place. She came home with stories. I mean, her friend's slime is definitely weird. But I
Yeah,
don't think
he's a very creative kid. He's made some weird new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the house is fine. It's an old house. I would really, really like to get it fixed. Foundation's cracking. That's great. But no, like, we're fine. We're actually doing good for the first time in a while.
Yeah. Actually, so my brother, he drove me here. He's actually downstairs waiting for me because I didn't know I'd be hanging out a while. But he's a contractor, and he would be happy to look at the house and just make sure that there's nothing dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I make a mean banana bread, but like that's about all I got. Like,
no, for real. He's
I
just
get-
looking for some stuff for his portfolio.
okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, of course. Well, why don't we take Beth down and we can talk to him a little bit and see what he thinks.
Okay, that's great.
Definitely. And she'll keep holding Beth just so that she can kind of have a break and she'll go down. Yeah?
She can sleep.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I don't want to wake her again.
Okay, no problem. We can lay her back down.
If she cries, I'll come back up. It's fine.
Definitely. And she kind of lays her down, but she would kind of pull her pocket for Rari so that he could like hop into the bed if he wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, let me check on this stuff when there aren't any other people who might be like, what's that hamster doing looking for demons?
Right. She's just going to try to like, there you go, and then like tuck Beth in.
Mary is not paying attention. She does not notice the hamster going into the.
Okay.
And
That's
she'll take Sandra's hand and be like, okay, let's go.
Sandra's like quietly bouncing around. She also doesn't want to wake Beth. She's very considerate of this other little person in the house. Cool. So you guys walk downstairs.
Yes.
Lily and Mike have moved into the living room. And Lily is.
And Michael's been able to hear all this because he has like a Bluetooth type of thing on the bug. So he's listening to all this, the conversation.
Before we do this, Rory, since they're leaving you upstairs, do you want to do any investigation in the baby room real quick?
For sure. I want to look around for evil nightmare
Somebody needs to check the
energies.
diaper, see if the diaper needs to be changed.
I'm not doing that.
The diaper does not need to be changed. This is a
Cool.
very well cared for child.
Good.
There is like full stock of diapers. They're cloth diapers. They are very well used, but they are clean.
Cool.
Baby seems fun. Baby is perfectly healthy. What are you looking for?
Demons?
You're just like looking around the room like, hello, Dave.
I mean, I'd like to reach out with my tiny hamster body to search for demons, magically.
Okay. Roll weird, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's a 9, so 12.
There are no demons in this room.
Okay. Does I roll high enough that if there's like dark energy from anywhere else in any other direction in the house or anything?
I mean, there's definitely a weird angry energy.
Okay.
But it's not. I mean, you can't tell exactly. Do you know what demons feel like specifically?
I mean, I've felt a few.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can tell there is an angry demonic energy, but it is not in this room.
Okay. Do I have a vague direction?
I mean, down.
Okay.
And you're in the like upstairs. The bedrooms are upstairs. It's a little 2-story house
Okay.
with the basement.
I'm gonna try to squish my little body out under the door, and I'm gonna start plopping my way downstairs and stuff.
All right. And you know what? We are about at a moment. Do you guys want a break? It's not a cliffhanger or anything, but we are at about that time. Break. You guys
Break would be good.
breaks?
Yeah.
Cool. So if you have been watching us for a while, you would normally break in kind of the middle of our stream. We are not done. But I'm going to pop everybody off the screen, and we are going to give you guys a little break. Usually it's like 5 to 10 minutes ish. We will tell you what we're working on. You can go get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever you like, and then we will move forward. So first of all, let's talk to Roel, and then Dan, and then Bill.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah,
I am
this
so
is
happy
not
with how this is
stressful.
going. I'm just
I'm best for these children. You've basically had me adopt them now, and I will protect them.
okay, cool. So yeah, it
Rose is about to be a mom. She's about to take them both.
this is not the line of work where you want to be doing that, Rose.
We have a ghost house. They'll be safe. Okay,
What are you working on when you're L? It's
so many fun things. So actually, we have to talk about this. We should get our cosplay show going again because we have Comic-Con coming up, and that's a super exciting thing. So if you are in the Denver area and you decide you want to go to Fan Expo this year, you should hit us up because some of us will be hanging around and it would be fun to meet people. But some other exciting things, we currently have an amazing giveaway sponsor for the season called Escape Velocity Comics. They are a super fun comic book shop in the heart of downtown. So if you are in downtown Colorado and you are looking for fun comics or nerdy things in general, you should check them out. And then L, I run a little shop called Fateful Designs. It is currently on hiatus. I'm making a ton of new stuff, so I was like, I'll just wait until it's all ready. So if you're looking for any kind of digital art, graphic design, or sticker stuff, D&D stuff, shoot me a message and I'm happy to help. And then this show actually has a fun little shop called uncannycreations.art. Mm-hmm. And it's super fun. It's where you can get tons of cool loot. I actually sent one to Chloe just very shortly ago, so we should have some new stuff in there soon. But I think that's all my super cool big news. What about you?
Well, I mean, I mostly do this show. This is this is what I do. But I do have a really fun show that we also do on this channel called Read, Watch, Vent with the lovely, she's usually in here, EK, oh gosh, I always get her name.
EKN 12112.
Something like that. Her name is Erin. She's very talented. She's a voice actress with Crunchyroll. And we talk about, yes, that was a funny thing that happened.
Yay.
But yeah, we read books and watch the movies and TV shows that they were made into and discuss whether we liked them or not. So the show is called Read, Watch, Vent. And our next one is coming up on April 1st. We'll be doing it in the afternoon. And we are discussing Lockwood & Co., which is an adorable show on Netflix. It's a great little book series. If you're looking for something that's like Harry Potter, but not Harry Potter because of She Who Shall Not Be Named, this is actually, I think, a great contender. So read it, watch it, join us, or don't read it and watch it, and just listen to us talk about it and see if you want to read it or watch it. But yeah, April 1st.
Ooh, fancy.
So next up we have Dan. Thank you, Elle. Dan.
Are you saying basically that you could not read or watch, but only vent?
We could also only vent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have a few shows that I could just vent about.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, similar. But hi, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for bringing me on. Would you like me to talk about things?
I would love you to talk about things. What are you working on, Dan?
As opposed to this is in my fake life. You see, I'm Rari, but in my real life, I'm actually a magical cowboy named Vincent, who used to be a member of organized crime. You can catch me doing that if you like podcasts on a little podcast called Ombligo del Diablo. There's a link to that down in when you click on my name in Twitch, and you can find that anywhere podcasts are. Ombligo del Diablo. They don't like it when I spell it because I mess up and take too long. And it is a Mage the Ascension World of Darkness podcast, actual play. If you are digging this here, sort of grim, horror-based storytelling that we've currently got going on in this stream right now, and you feel like you'd want some more of that, come check us out. We had friends of the streams, Sam and Ginger. If y'all remember them back from the old Twilight Dawn days, they're both regulars on there with me, and it's a project I'm very proud of. Come check it out, and be sure to mind those content warnings, because oh boy, that show gets intense. Ombligo del Diablo. It's a podcast.
Boom, boom. Last but certainly not least, we have Bill, who has been playing these games since before most of us were alive. So
you didn't believe me the
like
first time I told you that.
He is our wizard, our guru of gaming and role playing. He knows all the things, people. What are you working on, Bill?
Well, I have a little business that publishes third-party stuff for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Currently have one book out, Armory Fantastica, which is for martial characters, all kinds of weapons and armor and a bunch of legendary items and artifacts, which even if you don't use any of the there's all kinds of stuff here too, feats and a couple subclasses. If you don't use any of that, just having the stories that the artifacts have can be cool to build some extra lore into your world. And then if you're into crazy stuff, and who plays role-playing games isn't, and you have the deck of many things, I worked with Elle and created a deck of many things, plus some other crazy cards that are not in the deck of many things, and really will scare your characters and make, pull up the green rune, and they don't have any idea what that is, even the experienced players, and they see that and they're like, oh crap, what is that? And then you go to the table and terrify them, and lots of fun effects, which are slightly less powerful than deck of many things in most cases, but some of them are pretty insane, like Sunset, which is one of my favorite crazy ones, and there's cool ones in there. I think
nice.
we were we might use it on one of these streams someday. Take a break from Monsters of the Week and just do a one shot and have a deck in there where you just go crazy because it's a one shot. So why not?
Exactly.
But I'm also, and if you follow my link on the About Us page on not Discord, what's the Twitch? Yes, one of those internet things. There's my page on Drive Through RPG, and soon we'll be adding another book, Compendium Arcanum, which we're just about where the deck is fully described and the background and everything, and as much other magical stuff for arcane casters, kind of like the Wizards version of Armory Fantastic, with all kinds of cool new spells and magical items and stuff like that. So if you need inspiration or just want to throw some crazy stuff at your players, check it out.
Nice. Love it. I'm very excited for all of this. Sorry, I was like lost in my what's coming next in the story, you guys. Okay. Cool. Well, that is our group. You want to check out our Twitch page because that has all of the links to all of our current projects. You can also follow Elle and I on social media. I'm Chloe05. Elle is
Cos_L, so COS_ELLE.
Perfect. And yeah. Cool. Are we ready to dive back into the adventure?
Hamster's ready to go.
The hamster is ready to go. And I posted this earlier for any of you guys who are just now joining us. This episode is darker than what we normally do. There are content warnings in the chat. So definitely, if you are not feeling, if you feel like you need to peace out, come back to it. It's a real good story. I'm proud of it, but it does get dark. Anyway, we're in a house with a lot of children and a demon somewhere.
I wouldn't say 3 is a lot of children.
Well, I mean,
that's several at least. Qualifies as several.
Definitely several. Okay, so we have all just come down. We are down. Lily and Mike are in the living room chatting. It's kind of tense chatting. Lily is like warming up to Mike. She can tell that he is genuine, that he is nice. She's still very much on edge. She relaxes a little bit when Rose comes down, and Sandra comes over and just gives her this big, big hug. And Sandra looks over at Mike and is like, "Who are you? Oh wait, you're from the other day."
Yeah. You met my sister Rose.
I didn't know she was your sister. Is that true?
That is very true. We're a big family.
Mike, do a wisdom saving throw. You can feel her brain, like her doing the thing at the very edge of your brain.
Can Rose tell by looking at Sandra she's doing it?
I don't know. You might be able to feel something.
Sandra?
Is this a cool or a weird?
This would be I think probably a cool for you.
Okay, 9.
9? Okay. You feel Sandra pulling at you to like reveal if that's a lie or not, and you kind of stumble on it, but you don't say it. You're like, no. Yeah.
He kind of thinks Rose is his little sister now anyway, so.
That's true. That's very true. Lily is watching you like a hawk, and she notices the stumble, but it doesn't seem to bother her a ton. And Mary comes down and is like, "Oh my gosh, do you guys want? I think we have goldfish. We have a lot of goldfish.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's okay."
Oh no, like it would be great. Like I also have chili on the stove, and some freshly baked bread. Would you guys like to stay for dinner? You're helping Lily with her reading, and
definitely. Well, Mike, we were thinking maybe, since you've got your business, if you wanted to take a look at the house and just make sure that everything's safe, I could help with dinner while
Sure, you want to grab my toolbox?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Grabs his contracting toolbox.
Oh.
Several toolboxes in there.
I love that Mike just had magic. Boom!
He's like, what am I, a gardener? Got it.
Got it.
Love it.
I have. You can ask Dylan. I've put all this stuff. There's a list of what he has in his truck of different. His 3 different, personas of what he has, and he has stock toolboxes for. So
I love that.
and one of them is general contractor.
Lily kind of like narrows her eyes at this and is gonna let it go because this is Mary's house and she's not gonna like talk back to Mary. Rory, you have come down the stairs.
Okay.
Are you still?
I feel like he just slid down the banister. Like he's surfing.
How did you get there?
I mean, butt first each time.
What are you doing? Are you trying to get back to Rose?
Yeah.
Are you gonna go with Mike?
I think I'm trying to figure out where the dark is while they've kind of got everybody engaged and not like in a place where they could
Be in the way.
Dribble casting spells.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my little hamster hands to find the darkness.
The darkness, you look up and you are now concentrating in a way that you weren't when you walked in this house. And you can tell because you're looking for the darkness, but also because that tracking spell is still kind of like percolating away in your brain. It's Lily.
Okay.
But Mike and Rose, you don't know this.
No. I'm helping with Chili.
So Rose, you're going to come and help with Chili.
Yep.
Mike, where are you going to go?
I'm going to go to the truck, grab my toolbox, and come back into the house, and then head downstairs in the basement.
Okay. Rory, roll perception.
Sharp?
Or, yes. Sorry, I'm calling all the D&D things.
It's okay. This can be a D&D.
We know what you mean.
I don't mind.
I've never played D&D in my life. I don't know what to do.
-1, that would be an 8.
Okay. You notice before she gets there that Sandra has discovered you. She's trying to grab you. Would you like to let her grab you and carry you somewhere, or would you like to try to get away and go have some agency and do stuff?
I guess I'll just kind of let her put me somewhere for now. I can always leave. I could just be something smaller and get out of places.
I was going to say,
something larger instead.
you can be anything.
Yeah,
Cool.
so I mean, it's fine. I'll just go wherever Sandra wants me to go for now.
Sandra scoops you up and like starts petting you and is like, Mom, look, Rose brought a glowing hamster. Isn't he beautiful? I mean, you can't see the glowing. I bet you can't see the glowing because you're a grown-up. No grown-ups can see the glowing except Rose. Rose, why can you see the glowing? And she's just sort of like chatting and patting you. And she's pretty gentle, but she's also 5.
Rose will like offer her hands out for him. And she's just like, well, I think I can see the glowing because you want me to see the glowing.
Okay, I'll accept that. Oh, and I popped Mike out, but I actually, really quick, before we totally split the party again, Mike, are you going any place in particular to look at the house?
Oh, I'm going to check the foundation, so I'm going to go in the basement. I'm assuming there's a basement.
Yes, and that is what she had mentioned to Rose, was the basement was cracked.
Yeah. If I can catch Rose's eye, I'm going to try to do this and see if she knows what I mean.
No, I totally get it. She'll actually kind of walk over and she'll be like, hey, just be careful down there. And she'll hand it to you so that you have the agency to look around.
Cool. All right. We're going to go downstairs in the basement first. All right. So Mike, you go downstairs with your theme. What are we looking for?
Well, first I'm going to put on a headlamp and check the foundation for realsies, and see what it looks like, and just get a general, normal human layout of what things look like, and if there's any sort of hazards I might trip on, or just what the
It's a
basement
basement.
looks like.
It's a partially finished basement. The house was built in like the 80s. There's probably about $30,000 worth of work that needs to be done to this house to like bring it back up to what would be like a good house. It's sinking, it's cracking. It's just an old house, and Mary has clearly not had the money to fix it.
I'm currently sitting in a house built in 1906, so but
You know what? It's the older you get, the better, because stuff that's built in the 80s is doing great compared to the stuff that was built 2 years ago. I guarantee.
yeah. But anyhow, then I'll look through the crystal and check everything out and see what I can see with that.
All right, you see with the crystal, you see this like there are some cracks, and it's real similar to what you kind of saw with the fawn last time. Like the cracks, the physical cracks seem to be kind of manifesting into like openings. There's nothing that's super open, but there is this like black fuzzy like red fog. It's almost like glowing embers. Like it's just this sort of, it's like this pulsing ember. Something is burning.
Well, one of my little bottles of holy water, squirt it, see what happens.
Oh,
Look
it
at the crystal.
sizzles. It sizzles.
I'm gonna send out a quick text message to my contacts saying we have a demon infestation in this house, on the address, and tell them, I might need help here in a little while. There are children in the house currently, so
Okay.
see if I can and then just keep looking around for anything else.
There isn't really anything else in this basement. Like there's normal stuff. Like there's like kids' clothes. She's got like bins of kids' clothes for a bunch of different ages. There's like toys. There is like a little reading nook that looks like it is Lily's. It's got all the like the gothic kid stuff, and it's got like a reading light hung up, and she has like scrawled her name on the wall.
What books does she have there?
This is an imaginative kid. She's got a lot of comic books. She's got like old comic books. There's like old She-Ra comic books. There's like some Supergirl. There's also a couple of like Jessica Jones comic books. And those are very, very worn.
Okay. Any other just comic books? Anything else?
It's comic books. There's a couple of notebooks, but the notebooks really kind of just seem to have like, they mostly have angsty teen stuff, like angry. If you look back in the journal, the notebook, there's like notes about just being angry and sad. There's also notes about the world probably being better off without her, so it's fine that she's gonna die. The only thing that she's sad about is she doesn't really know who's gonna protect Sandra if she dies.
And then it gets less angsty, or?
And then, yeah, it gets less angsty. It gets way more organized, and also like way less detailed. But there's a day about a month ago, right around when you guys broke the world, where she's like,
you keep saying you guys. That was pretty much Edith, right?
It was pretty much Edith. But I'm going to just blame the whole gang. Okay, Edith and Thomas, okay? Thomas helped you break the world. And then we put it back together, okay? So yeah, about a month ago, it changes from this angsty, I can't do anything, it's all going to be like the world will be better off without me, to maybe I could make a difference. maybe I can make this a better place, and maybe I can be around for Sandra, even if I won't be right there. You also see she has tucked in there a doctor's note, and there is like, it's a little bit of history, like it's the, I don't know what the chart would be, but like her she has a congenital heart disease. It's fatal. She's been like, that's what she's been on about. It's like mostly gone for some reason.
Okay. All right. He feels really weird about reading a 12-year-old's diary, but this is kind of exceptional situation. So,
all right, we will hop back upstairs, where I assume Mike will join us momentarily. To Rory being gently but aggressively patted by a 5-year-old who was enamored with her sparkling hamster, and Rose, who is helping.
Mary.
Mm-hmm. It's not perception. That's what I want you to roll, though.
Investigate.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
Okay. You offer to help with like the table setting and whatnot, and you open that silverware drawer, and these knives look super familiar.
Mary, this is a super cool set. Where'd you get these?
I got those at the Goodwill. What are you talking about?
Oh, just the silverware. Sorry, I guess I'm used to plastic forks and knives.
That's fair. I guess they do kind of look. Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted something special for the kids, so like I was like, real silver. That's kind of cool. I don't think it's actually real silver though. It's not tarnishing right. Like it's turning like, it's turning like copper. Is it supposed to turn copper? Oh my god, am I poisoning these kids? Should I?
Oh my god, no. It's totally okay. I promise. Don't panic.
No, it's fine. I'm sorry. I just need some tea or something.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, you guys can sit down. It's fine. Lily is standing in the corner. She has gotten real still. She heard what you said about the knives. But she's not saying anything.
Really?
I would like to make eye contact with Lily. And
As a hamster?
Yes, as a hamster.
Okay.
I just want to see if there's any, like, recognition there. If, like, us two weird magical creatures have sort of mutually made each other, or if I'm the only one who understands what's going on here. You know?
She nods at you. She can see you.
Okay. I'm gonna just try and like tug on Rose's garment and like gesture towards the ground with my head.
Cool. She'll kind of scoop him and just sort of under the table while she's setting cups and stuff down, let him go. Rose is going to also. Did she notice that with the check you just had me make, did she notice that Lily got really quiet and kind of standoffish about the knife? She's going to sense weird.
Okay.
To just see if she can get on the same train that I know everybody else already is on.
If you could let Lily know?
Oh no, she's just trying to
let herself in.
see if she can understand if there's something weird about this, or if it's just maybe a young lady made some choices.
Yeah.
She got a 13 with sense weird.
Yeah. She's human. She's a human child.
Right.
But there is something else here.
Hey Lily, would you mind if I see the textbook you're working with? That way I can prepare some tutoring stuff.
Yeah. Do you want me to just go get it?
I can come with you, or I can wait here. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And she'll lead you. Her bedroom is probably, yeah, her bedroom's upstairs. Upstairs with the baby.
Okay.
So
She'll kind of like wave a hand or something towards the ground because she's not sure what Rory's doing, but she'll start following Lily.
I was gonna go try and see if I could talk to Lily,
Oh, okay.
but that's fine too. I can just follow you two.
That works.
All right.
Mary's not going to notice, but Mary is like trying to occupy Sandra, who is currently building like a sculpture with the bread. And she's just like, oh, okay. All right, so we go upstairs with Lily.
Mm-hmm.
And at the top of the hall, Lily turns around and looks at both of you
Mm-hmm.
and is like, what are you guys really here for?
And I'll just go ahead and are we far enough away that if I talked like a person, nobody would be like, well, who was that?
Yeah, you're upstairs. And Sandra is a lot. Mary is very occupied. And the baby
Okay.
is asleep and is not going to notice anything weird because it's a baby.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and ruse drop over here and I'll be Rory again.
Lily is a little taken aback by that. Like, that's a lot. That's more than
That was at least unusual.
definitely unusual.
She says, don't freak out. It's okay.
What are you here for?
Well, I'm here about a certain violent act that was delivered unto a man of the cloth recently. And I figured, what with knowing that I was clearly no ordinary hamster, and the rather unusual scent I got off you, that you might know a thing or two about that.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No, I really don't know what I'm talking about. I was hoping to clarify the situation a bit.
Is your friend a cop?
Mike?
Kinda?
Partially, but he's not going to do anything to you or anyone in this house, okay? And neither are we. We just want to talk and make sure that everything's okay.
Who do you want to talk to?
Now that is an interesting question. Because, you know, the fact that you're even asking it complicates the situation somewhat.
Yeah.
I'm assuming there is someone else to talk to then.
I think
Lily, let me level with you. You see Mike come from downstairs.
Mike comes up down the process up the stairs.
I've been listening to everything since Rose came in the house. I used to be a cop. I gave it up, and now I kill demons for a living.
You don't understand.
I'd like to.
We're working on that understanding part, Lily.
I don't want to be in trouble.
You're not in trouble. I
Like-
promise.
The right thing.
You might have gotten yourself into some trouble. I'm not real proud of this, but I read your journals downstairs. I know something's going on. I know something came into this house through those cracks in the basement.
Lily, what happened? No one's mad at you, okay? We're just here to help.
She helps.
Yeah? Who's she?
I'll let you talk to her, but you can't do anything.
Okay.
He can't do anything. And she points directly at Mike.
I'm not going to make any promises.
Mike, maybe. Okay.
Lily, I have a lot more experience with this than you do. I know way more about what you're dealing with than you do. I've been dealing with it since before I was your age.
Lily, we just want to make sure that you and Sandra and Mary and Beth, everyone here is safe, okay?
Okay. Whatever you do to me, you have to make sure Sandra's safe.
She will be safe, I promise. And so will you.
And she takes a deep breath and seems to like her presence just like grows like 2 inches. She's not menacing. She's just not really a teenager. This is like an adult energy all of a sudden. And she opens her eyes, and her eyes are red. And a different voice comes out. Hi, I'm Carmi. And
Hello.
you are not going to hurt this child.
Hello, Carmi.
Any
I didn't have any intention of such.
good.
What have you done to her?
I haven't done anything to her. I found her. I found her rage. I found her sadness. I found her powerlessness when she was facing people who were battering her around like a plaything and taking advantage of her and her sister at every turn. And I gave her her power back. I gave her her life back. And all I want is to continue defending the children who were like me. Would you like to know where I come from? You seem like a scholar, Mr. Cobb. You have a scent of the church about you. What do you know about demons?
I know they're not to be trusted.
That's
You
fair.
know, they've murdered members of my family, friends of mine.
Are people to be trusted?
Some.
Fair. Entirely fair. I will give you that. I'm not a big bad. I'm not like ones you would know by name, like your Lucifers or whatever. My mother was Lilith. Do you know anything about her?
Yes.
That's a big one right there.
What do you know about her?
Depends on which books you read, I suppose. But
Adam's
was hanging
first
around
wife,
from the early
mother of
books.
vampires.
I mean, yeah, sort of. She was cast out of Eton. She was Adam's first wife. Very good. She was cast out because she didn't want to obey arbitrary rules. She was cast out and she became a force of rage, and she made the children that are like me. There's thousands of us. And we're drawn to stop the unfairness in the world when people are judged for things that they shouldn't be judged for. These children are just like we are. And all I want is to keep them safe. And sometimes that means they have to be kept safe from the people who are supposed to be keeping them safe, but aren't doing a good job, Mike. Do you know what the track record is of churches dealing well with little children that don't actually have anybody to have their back? Do you know what the track record is?
About the same as public schools. Adults do a terrible job protecting children.
They really, really do. How much do you know about those ones who are dead?
The ones who are dead?
Yeah,
Not much.
the ones who work with all the kids.
Are you saying they hurt children or fail to protect them?
You need to do some more research.
Can you be
They-
a bit of our research?
If you know what's going on, why would we need to do research? Why couldn't you just tell us?
They're hurting the children, Mike. Come on.
Give me names.
Go visit that AA meeting. There's 12 of them.
All of them?
They've
Apparently not anymore.
they've got a club.
All of them.
They've got a club, and they're following somebody's orders.
Whose orders?
I don't really know. I don't really like him, and he's much bigger than me.
And is he another one of your kind? But different.
No, he's much bigger. But I think, they have a meeting tomorrow. They're going to do another one of their power-up ceremonies. With you guys watching, Lily, I don't know if I'll be able to do anything about it. You should check it out. And then if you need to come and banish me, you can. But guess whose heart condition's going to come back? If she even survives the exorcism. Because those are stressful as hell. You want to send her back?
Choice of words.
What?
Interesting choice of words.
You read her journal. You want to send her back to what she was? You know what she was doing when I found her?
Not being possessed by a demon?
Mike, she was about to commit suicide. I'm just saying. I'll leave it
You're
alone.
here to help her.
I am here to help her. I am here to help her and help every child that is like her. That is cast out for being not enough, or not following the rules right, or not being what their parents intended them to be when they made them.
If we dealt with the guys in the AA, you'd stop all the murdering?
I'm going to protect this little girl who's just like me. I think Mike understands. Can't make promises about killing people. But you can pull the right people because you can't trust all the people, can you, Mike?
Nope. And I can't trust any demon.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to let the guys go, I'm going to judge you real hard. But I won't murder.
I'm not talking about letting anybody go. How would you just let Lily go?
If she did, she bloody died, Mike.
If she just let go of her without ever being forced out, first of all, it wouldn't put any extra stress in her heart. She might still be able to survive. And she wouldn't be infected by a demon.
Is that how it goes?
If she leaves voluntarily, at least she avoids the stress. Not saying she
avoids the stress of the exorcism, not the stress of her heart failure.
Are you actively holding her heart together, or are...
I think it might be. But I don't really know how these things work. I don't know. You should ask her. And she disappears. And you get Lily back.
Lily, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
But you can't take her.
Were you aware of all that? Were you seeing that?
Yeah.
So you know what happens with her.
It's not great, but I think I'm making things better.
Did those people that she hurt, did they hurt you?
No.
But you knew about it.
I'm really surprised that Sandra is okay with you being here, Mike.
How do you know they were hurting people?
Because I believe my sister. They brought her to one of their meetings after Sunday school, and she came back all different. Mike.
What do you mean? Lily, we need to know what's going on, okay? Because I want to help you real bad. But we have to know what's happening.
The guys at that meeting are really bad.
Yeah, I get
The guys
that.
at the meeting are terrible people. And you know what? Maybe this is actually good, because you guys are here. and you seem to want to help. Why don't you just take care of them? And then I can just stay here. And I can help Mary with the other kids. And Sandra can go and have a happy house and a happy life. And I can maybe get my driver's license.
You can't keep this thing inside you.
Mike.
It's using you to good right now, but it's going to turn you darker and darker.
What does that bloody even mean, Mike? What, dark like us killing people all the time? What deserve it?
No, it's going to be well beyond that.
How do we bloody know? Do you have any frame of
Because
reference
she's
for
a
this?
demon. Yeah.
These are words. These are bloody words. These are taxonomic things that people make
Hold
up.
on. Do I get a say?
What do you want?
I'm listening.
Do I get a say on whether I can keep her? Because you sound like one of those grown-ups who's already decided what I'm going to do, or where I'm going to go, or who I'm going to be. And they don't always know.
It's okay, and she'll
I
just
know
offer.
a lot more about demons than you do.
You didn't
but you
even know
don't
what
know
this
how-
was.
She's a daughter of Lilith.
Okay.
Maybe we should check out the meeting before we make any big decisions, okay? I think maybe Lily's been through a lot, and it's not really fair to put anything on her right this second. Clearly, she's not in harm at this moment. And we know a group of people who could definitely use justice for at least this moment, okay? And
We need to
Lily
find
can
out
have
more.
one night of peace.
Well, let's find out exactly what we're dealing with.
Isn't surveillance what we bloody do?
No, I'm talking about how this started with her. So
Sandra
did
said
these cracks?
they were following God's orders.
All right. The cracks in the basement wall, did they occur at the same time this thing came through?
No, that happened before. The thing happened before. The cracks and Carmi, she was about a month ago. Sandra happened when we first got here. Like, I don't know, a year ago?
So she was like 4 or 3. Did they ever do anything to you?
I wasn't gonna go with them. But I know more than she does.
Because you've been a victim before?
I don't want to talk about it,
Okay.
sir.
You don't have to.
You need to talk to somebody about it, but
I
not
have
me.
someone to talk about.
The baby's sleeping.
Just check out
You
the
should-
meeting. I
You
won't-
should talk to somebody about this.
You sound like the guidance counselor. I know.
It's okay. Maybe, I think maybe we should check out the meeting and just give Lily a little bit of peace before anything big happens, okay?
I won't do anything, I promise.
I know you won't, and it's okay, all right? We're going to take care of you, and we're going to take care of Sandra, and that is the most important part of this, is that you and Sandra and your home are safe, okay? And you can trust that we will not do anything that's going to put you or Sandra in harm's way. Okay? I promise. And she'll even hold up a pinky in the truest form of childhood promises.
Okay. And she takes your pinky and she pulls you close and she's like, don't let him choose for me.
Okay.
Can she bloody hear us right now?
What?
Can she hear us right now?
Carmi?
Mhm.
Yeah. And
We're
you
working-
see like one eye go red.
Right.
It's really disconcerting. But Lily
We're-
seems perfectly fine.
We're working on what's going to happen right now, and understand that out of everybody here, I probably understand you the best. But if you go off, doing things what we wouldn't approve of, there aren't a whole lot of answers left but violent ones.
I just want to protect these kids.
Aye, me too. And then I'm gonna shake myself off. If I might have your pocket, Rose.
Of course.
Yep.
Lily, do you have a phone?
Yes? What do you want?
I'll give you the number of my niece. She's about your age. You can talk to her. She's a good kid.
Is she like me?
No, but she's at least your age. Somebody you can talk to. You need to talk to somebody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And don't do anything to Mary either. She's really nice.
Mary's
I know.
cool too.
But we're tough. We're hard. And I know that.
It's gonna be okay. And I will still help you with your writing, okay?
Okay.
Don't worry. We'll talk really soon.
Okay.
I think we should go.
Yeah, we can skip dinner.
And on her way out, she'll tell Mary that they're just going to go get some stuff to take care of the house.
Cool.
Now, do I have a pretty good idea where the AA meetings take place?
Yes. That was in, we have the address from the thing. It's at the Unitarian Church down by the campus. Easy access. It's just one of those like standard like AA meetings, interdenominational, like non-denominational. It's just a thing. People go to it.
Go in there, set up cameras and mics, so we watch everything remotely.
Okay.
Only need to be, 24-hour battery life, and we'll be able to watch remotely.
Do you want to do anything else?
Rory's just gonna be like posted up in the back, just kind of like not saying a ton unless somebody else brings something up, but
What
just
is the,
like playing with his little fire starting, like flicking his fingers.
How many entrances and exits are there?
For this church, it's one of those sort of like smallish, like non-denominational churches. It's like the main building, the main sanctuary, front door. There's probably like a back door patio, and then like a side door off where the main pulpit would be. So 3.
And that's where they have the meeting.
Yes, they have it in the basement, which is in the basement. There's only one entrance to the basement. It's like you get it by kind of where that side entrance is by the pulpit, and it's just a rectangular room the size of the small sanctuary up above. The sanctuary maybe seats 100 people. Like, it's not a big sanctuary.
Any windows people could escape through?
Downstairs, not really. I mean, there's like basement windows, and maybe they're big enough for a person, but it's an older building. These windows are not opened often. The drain wells have like gates over them. Like, you could beat your way out, but it's not like you could fit, but it's not super accessible.
Easy to pull somebody back down if he's trying to get out that way.
If they were trying to get out from, yes, like from under, yes.
You think of any, Rory, can you, if things go like I'm assuming they're going to go, you can shut off cell service out of here?
I can try. It's a pretty big ask for a large area, but we've.
Oh, you're in a basement.
How much time do we have?
So it's night. it's night the day before, so it's tomorrow night is the meeting. So you guys have a day to prepare. If you-
I can skip sleeping. I haven't been doing that much of it since Tom's been gone anyway.
I can't imagine cell service in here is very great anyway.
Are you guys just gonna hang out at the church until?
No, I'm just gonna prep this area
draw
for an ambush.
I'm gonna draw a circle and set up some big magic in that case.
Rory, do you want any help?
Oh, if you're willing.
Of course.
Make sure nothing you do is going to be readily apparent when they first show up.
Unless they're very powerful mages, probably not. And if they are, this goes differently, and we have more answers.
Rory, you are. I'm assuming you're like casting a circle.
Yeah.
You
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
You can't. There is like a painful pushback. It's like a fiery pushback, like kind of explosion in your face. Like, no, this is not your space.
Can I find the epicenter of that?
It's the whole church. This church has been claimed by something. A big something.
Okay, so I am not capable of inscribing my magical power into the environment of this place. I would then like to try and do a smaller piece of magic. I'd like to just flicker out some fire in the palm of my hand. How does that feel? Do I get the same pushback, or when it's located on me, it functions fine?
On you, it's fine.
Okay.
Can you transform into a dragon still?
Well, no, I mean, full bore, that's going to need Edith to wake up. But I could... I transform into a red panda, or try to.
You can. It's a little bit like squeezing through something
Hmm.
initially, but then it's like something lets you go. And you're just like, whoop.
Okay. It's fine. I'll pop back to me. Mike, if this goes how I think it might, I want to be clear about how we're going to handle this, because if those accusations we're getting are anywhere close to true, I'm not really interested in taking the legal route for such things, if you catch my meaning.
Well, if they fully admit to their crimes and spend the rest of their lives in jail known as pedophiles, they'll die in jail after years of abuse.
Mike.
But I don't think they're going to admit to their crimes.
Mike, I don't think I'm interested in taking the legal route here. I'm
just saying, if you really wanted to suffer, getting to admit to it, spending time in prison is probably even more suffering.
I know, but there are potential complications. There's magic that one can work with a lawyer. There's all sorts of loopholes that people with money and power and protection can have in these situations. And yeah, I can, if I feel like keeping up with it, going after it every day, really pounding the pavement, ignoring, the fact that my family's coming back to life, that my best friend is missing, and that everything I care about so far right now is kind of falling apart a little bit. If I do all of that, I'm just focusing on this case. Maybe I can use my magic and my power and my knowledge and my everything to bloody make sure that justice is done. Or or I can just bloody do something.
Yeah.
So we keep our eyes open.
Yeah.
Mike, roll weird.
Let's see, that's a 5. With modifiers, that's a 5.
Cool. Are you guys done in the church?
Can you think of anything else we can do, Rory? I got the,
if I can't set up my magic on the church itself, I say we just use the physical reconnaissance, and if we learn what we need, then go in.
Okay. As you are leaving, Mike, you hear like a tiny little whisper, like in the back of your mind, that's like, "My son."
Hmm.
Does my leg still itch?
No. It was like a breath. You might have imagined it.
Yeah, probably not. The life he's led so far,
Yeah.
he doesn't believe in coincidences.
I don't think he's gonna write these things off all that much.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna spend. I'll make sure I get a decent night's sleep, but he's gonna spend some time making everything ready, getting his kit ready, making sure his knife's sharp. Going through all the ammo. He's got kit for Rose and Edith too.
You guys get back. You chill overnight. You start your preparations the next day. Edith gets up. She has not been sleeping because she's on a kick. Gosh darn it. It's a little bit of a weird kick. Like, we're going to have to sedate this girl at some point. But she's like, hey guys, so I looked over that journal that you had, and did you know there's like 12 names in it? And did you know that like all of those guys, they're from like all different churches, and they've been moved around like their entire careers. Like 1 year here, another year here, 2 years there. They've been busy. They've been hopping around. They always end up with the youth ministry, but they're just moving constantly. Like, a couple of them have been in Wealdport for a little while, which is weird. And like the leader guy, I think he's been here forever, but like, I don't know. That's weird, right? Like, that's a pattern. They all move around. I don't think that's not good.
No.
No, I don't think that's good either. I'd really appreciate it if you had like a warm glass of milk or something. We're coming up on, that whole don't die conversation that we had.
I'm not gonna die. Oh my god, I have too much caffeine happening, and also we really need to deal with this. Like, this is
for sure. Edith, I promise we're dealing with it. Can you maybe close your eyes for a few minutes and see what happens?
Rory, if I close my eyes, I'm gonna see what's happening. I'm gonna see what they're gonna do, and I don't want to see it.
We live in Washington. There are certain options that are legal now that make it so you have less dreams.
Yes.
Can't Rory just twiddle his fingers and get you to go to sleep for a little while?
You want me to sleep?
No, she has already pulled out. She has a stash of edibles. She literally just pops like 4.
Oh my god, that's like 20 minutes.
Wow.
All right, whatever.
Rose just kind of pulls out a little jacket and balls it up and is like, why don't you just lay down while you let that do what it's gonna do?
You just save those girls. She's like drifting off. She's like delirious.
It's okay.
That's fine.
It's just not. This is just not. It's too. Truthfully, what's happening is this is too close to home. This is too close to what she thinks may have been happening with her sister. And she just cannot handle this particular situation.
If only cannabis had been around for those poor kids in the movie with the burned man and the claw fingers.
Wait a minute. Is Jason gonna come in my dreams?
No,
Rory,
Edith, no.
It wasn't. Oh no, Jason wouldn't come in your dreams. It's not him. It's Freddy who comes in your dreams.
Oh my god, Rory. Not helping.
I'm sorry, I'm well actuallying, aren't I? I read about that recently.
No, it's all okay. What are we doing?
Oh, maybe lots of murder, potentially.
Okay.
Extrajudicial execution. Not really murder.
What do you feel about this, Rose? I'm in a certain place right now, and I have strong feelings about it, but I'm not looking to cut you out.
I think you should do whatever you've got to do to protect those 2 girls and every other girl or boy or kid or whatever the hell they're into from these guys. Okay? And
one thing, Rory, we need to pause long to find out what is driving them, because there seems to be some sort of supernatural force they're answering to. I want to find out more about that.
Why don't I focus on that? I can't be a part of the whole killing thing because I just don't know if I can do that. But I do know that I want you guys to get justice for them, and with the little bit of magic I've got, I could do something else.
Okay.
You'll be careful if you're reaching out for it. Whatever it was strong enough to tell me no.
Okay.
2 phone calls happen over the course of this afternoon. One of them is to Rose. It is the daycare lady. Hi, Rose.
Oh.
How are you, honey?
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I meant to call in.
No, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. No, I knew that you were going to be on and off. You're busy. You have a life. This is my chosen thing. It's fine. And you're welcome with the kids. The kids are asking about you. They love you. But you asked me to let you know if there was anything weird, and I just you know what? It was something in passing. It's probably nothing. Probably absolutely nothing.
No, but what's the nothing?
Well, okay, so you know how Bobby is getting adopted this week.
Yeah.
So his new mom, as she was picking him up, she was like, yeah, they have to drop him off at the church tonight for his baptism. And I was like, well, that's weird. Why would you get a baptism at night? But she just went off, and I was like, okay. But I don't know. Is that weird?
No, that's pretty weird. Do you have her phone number?
Yeah, I have her phone number.
Yeah, and can I get it? I'm just gonna check in on that, okay?
Okay, I mean, this is the nicest lady, okay? Do not scare her.
She's wonderful. Not at all. I'm not gonna scare her. I just want to check in with her and make sure that everything makes sense. You know, transitioning can be a really big deal, and I just want to check and make sure that everything's okay.
Okay, cool.
How's Jawan doing? That kid's gonna be a pipe hitter. I want.
That's not important right now.
Like
Don't
15
worry
years
about
from now, will be.
Oh, you know what? Another weird thing happened. Juwan put all of the kids in the playhouse and picked up the playhouse. Now, I thought I was seeing things with the little squirrels, but that was very strange.
I will check on that tomorrow when I come in. That is a weird one. I'm not even sure how one would begin to describe that in normal terms.
I thought I'd fallen asleep. I was like, I need to put another pot of tea on.
It's possible. I've also heard that drinking too much tea can mess with your head a little.
Oh, no, I just do the herbal stuff.
Oh, definitely. No, maybe it was just like a daydream. Sometimes those happen, right?
Yeah. Well, anyway, you take care, honey.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. The other call is to Mike.
You recognize the number?
Yes, you do have the number. It is Father Aaron.
Hey, Father, how's it going?
Mike, this is going to be weird. I recognize that. But I need you to hear me as a fellow man of God. I had a vision last night. And he told me that you need our help. I don't know what you're struggling with, but the group is there. I'm going out on a limb here inviting you. But when God says do something, you have to do it. Will you come, Mike? Will you join us tonight, Mike?
Sure. I'll definitely be there.
Thank you. I don't know. It makes me nervous, but I try not to question things. If they don't make sense, it's fine. You just keep going. Right? You just keep going. Thanks, Mike.
What time's the meeting?
7.
Okay. I might be a little late. Don't worry if I'm late. I'll be there 7:30 at the latest.
We'll see you there.
All right, thanks.
All right.
So Rory, they called me in. I'm assuming to ambush me.
Sure,
Let's
maybe.
talk. Let's talk tactics. How do you want to handle this? I'm thinking I told them I'd be there 7:30. If we have what we need the first 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and we just come in and just lay waste.
Are you planning on opening things up with them, going in like yourself, and then waiting out what you can of the meeting until that moment arrives, if it should?
No, I'm planning on going in and shooting a couple to get their attention, killing a couple of them, and then start asking questions. I found if you kill a few people, people answer questions more honestly.
Are we sure we want to open with it?
I'm saying if we have everything we need.
If we have everything we need, then
Can you cast some sort of glamour on me to make me look like I'm in normal street clothes, and then take it down later on if you want?
Rose, sometimes it's hard to tell if these things go wrong when you're the one who's done them. Can you keep an eye on me and make sure that if I'm trying to hide, armaments, that it actually works, and I don't just think it works?
Yeah, I can keep an eye. Also, I'm gonna call that mother and tell her under no circumstance to bring that child here. There's no argument for bringing that kid here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way we could make a decoy kid? Do we have the kind of magic to do that? So they think they have the kid there?
You want me to make what? One of the folks that was
I don't know.
in place of us while we were gone?
I'm not a magic guy. I'm just throwing out ideas. Is it worth
That
even
was
trying?
like big time god magic.
This is the Booker kid, right? Could we just have a kid looks like, a thing with boogers all over him? And
you want me to make something? I mean,
he
really wants me to. I can act like the kid, but whatever's in there is going to tell that I'm not that kid.
Are we sure about that?
It didn't like me. And look,
it didn't like you when you performed big magic, right?
We're deep. The child of Lilith within our girl told me that she could tell what was up with me. She noticed me, and she also said that what was in there was much, much bigger than her. I don't doubt that I would be made pretty quickly. I don't know what that means as far as these other gentlemen are concerned, but it would know. I think that would be the safest guess.
Look, I know we don't want them to know anything's up, but there is no way we are letting a child in that room.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I'm just trying to figure out somewhere where we don't
tip them off.
Some way where let them think that there's a child coming. But there's no way. Once Rory starts breathing fire, it's not going to be safe. It's not a real pinpoint weapon.
I don't know.
Edith, you are going to let Rory go drag it if he needs to, right? Or wants to.
She's like passed out on the couch. She's like, Rory.
I think that was a thumbs up, Rory.
That was I think a yes.
The rules on what it actually takes are so blurry at this point, but it's fine.
She's been so lax on trying to make him do shit anyway.
I know. Technically, she should need to take a point of harm or something, but it's whatever. It's fine.
Rose is gonna call the mom while we're figuring out what we want to do.
Hello?
Hi. My name is Rose. I work at your son's daycare.
Oh yes, Bobby loves you. You are the girl who won't touch his goo. Which is fine. That's fine. He's very proud of it, though. He does keep making a lot. I can't figure out where he's making it from. I haven't had
such a creative kid, I feel like every time I turn around, he's got a new batch of it. It's amazing. Definitely something to look into. Hey, I was chatting with the other very sweet lady who works there, and she had mentioned that he had a communion or a baptism tonight.
Yes, he has a baptism at our church. It's it's for new members, and we just wanted it to be something special. And the pastor was like, you know what, we'll just bring him under our wing and make him feel loved and special. And they don't really have a lot of kids there right now, so they were just gonna, take him to some ice cream party or something.
So, I totally understand, and I think that's really exciting and very cool. Listen, I also volunteer at the church, and we're gonna have to move it. Yeah, unfortunately, the person who was supposed to perform it tonight, Father, oh goodness, his name's escaping me right now. Aaron, he's not feeling well tonight, and we think it's for the best keeping Bobby safe just from anything.
Oh. Yeah, no, we don't need any more sniffles. That's just no, we're good. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll let him know that we talked and everything's good. You don't need to worry about calling him or anything.
Okay. Well, I'll just I'll reach out to him on Sunday, and we'll see about rescheduling.
Yeah, of course. No, we'll chat about it, and if you want, when you pick him up tomorrow, we can chat about it a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. Thanks, hon.
Yeah, of course. Stay safe out there.
Put it on.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, tomorrow we're going to find her a new church. That's what we're doing.
Well, that one probably won't be standing, so.
Okay, so I'm going to start playing with magic. The only thing I can think of, but I don't know why you would be bringing the kid, is we could give you like a baby doll and, I don't know, magic it up to look not like a baby doll. But that still poses the question of why isn't his mother bringing him?
I can't see any scenario where we get away with this ruse.
It's not going to work out. I think you just got to go in there, and when the kid doesn't show up, deal with it from there. But I'll start trying to figure out what our big bad is.
We just need to make sure that we're not being tricked by a demon into going after the wrong people. We have a bunch of circumstantial evidence that makes them look really guilty. We don't have anything hard yet. As soon as we get that one solid piece of evidence.
I don't know how to get you that, but
we'll just be outside and monitoring the surveillance camera and the mics and everything.
Okay.
Rose, do you do more, do you read through the journals more? Do you do more?
Yeah, Rose would start trying to do as much research as she can before she goes to poke a big magical entity that didn't like Rari very much.
So you see in his journals, there's a lot of exegetical notes about Old Testament, Exodus, Judges, Daniel, God, the God who smited Israel over and over for being wicked, and who demanded razed cities because of the evil that was there. Tons of detailed notes about the really hard to sort of square parts of the Old Testament.
Okay.
That are just the old law, basically. He seems real obsessed, but these are the notes of a devoted follower of the Christian God. He's deeply studying. He is trying to make sense of these things that don't seem to make sense to a person. And there's lots and lots of notes about your ways are higher than mine. I'm sorry, my faith is weak. I don't know if I can do this test. If this cup can pass from me, let it pass. But thy will be done. Thy will be done. Thy will be done.
I don't know. They might be being manipulated in the worst possible way, but I don't know how to fix that.
If someone is being, if they're having their minds controlled, that's one thing, and that should be taken into account. But if they were just, manipulated with words and coaxing and whatnot to do horrific crimes against children, that's a different thing.
Well, we know 4 individuals. Let's start doing internet searches on their history, because we know the one guy's bounced all around. The other 4 bounced all around. The other 3 bounced all around.
They all bounced.
So there's 12 of them in this group. 3 of them are
Oh.
dead. One of them is Aaron, who you know. Aaron has been here for a while. He hasn't really bounced around. He's gone to, he's served at different churches in the area, but he hasn't, there hasn't been, a major break, necessarily, with any of them. The other 12, their one cohesive factor that Edith found is that they don't stay at churches very long. They all bounce from church to church. And they are all usually working in children's ministry or at-risk youth or sometimes homeless outreach. But they bounce. There's no official, you can't find official records of you got in trouble. That's honestly not a record that gets kept usually.
All right. Well, we drive down near the church, a few blocks away, and start listening. So we get there a little before 7 o'clock. Start listening to observing the cameras.
The other thing you guys do notice, all of this sort of their group started forming right around the time Jason was doing his weird experiments that killed everybody in the first season. So the group coalesced-ish then. It's been around for a little while.
Do we have contact information for the new Jason?
Yeah, I think you guys do. Actually.
Okay.
I think you have his phone number. I think he told you not to use it.
Yeah, he left us a mansion and then said, "Okay, but don't bother me."
Yeah.
Does Gerald know anything about this group? Did Jason ever mention meeting with them? Or?
Gerald does not know anything about this group. Gerald looks at the notes and is like, well, this is a very strange cherry picking of the Christian gospel. I've never seen anything this strict since, frankly, I'm not going to say who, because we're not going there. But it's not. This is a very, very strict interpretation of this religious text, and it is definitely not standard. It does appear to be asking, it's highlighting all of these passages about God demanding a sacrifice over and over again. Burnt sacrifice of a city. I see here he has highlighted Abraham sacrificing Isaac on the hill. I also see he has highlighted the story of the man who had to sacrifice his daughter after he promised God a sacrifice, the first person who came out of his house, or a thing. Back then, goats lived in the house, so it could have been a goat, but it was there are different interpretations of these things. Some people say that it wasn't actually giving these people to God. Maybe they just became nuns or the priests or whatever, but we don't really know. We just know that they were given to God, and we do know that the cities were leveled. So, theoretically, lots of people died, and cities like Nineveh were completely lost to history. So, whatever this is, it is demanding a sacrifice. And it seems like these people think it is the Christian God, which is quite perplexing because I don't know of any other denomination that holds this particular view of the Christian God, but it does seem apocryphal, as if they are helping along the end times.
They're worshipping weird God.
Well, I mean, it's all here. But yes,
Sure.
it is not standard. It is far from standard.
All right. Fine.
Let's go. Let's head down there, sort of close by, and start listening to their meeting and watching it.
Oh, that's right. You guys have it all mic'd up.
Yeah, exactly.
And cameras.
Okay. Yep. So you guys drive down?
Mm-hmm.
We don't drive right there. We're a couple blocks away, so we can get there quickly, but so they can't see us from the church.
So they get there. It does look like the downstairs is set up pretty plainly, like an AA meeting. Like there's a circle of chairs. There's 12 chairs. They've laid, Father Aaron got there a little bit early to set it up. He laid 3 black cloths over 3 of the chairs. And as the guys came in, they all like are hugging and commiserating. Like they're deeply sad that they have lost their friends. And Father Aaron, you notice, has like in this space, he has like a fire and a passion that you don't really remember seeing from him before. You have never been super close with this person. He's come in and out. He's been helpful. But here he is like alive. And he is talking to these guys about absolute faith and how everything, he stands up in front of the group and he says, as you all know, years ago, I received a vision from God. And he told me that I had to gather a group of men together who were so faithful they would do anything he asked, so that we could be like the new patriarchs, like Abraham, who trusted God even though none of it made any sense, to even give up his own son. And we don't have our own sons for obvious reasons for some of us, but it doesn't make any sense, except this is what he asks of us. And this is what will bring him to us. And what better thing could we do with our lives than bring God from the heavens to the people so that he can finally judge the world and so that he can finally bring about his justice that we don't even understand and we would never be able to bring. I am deeply disappointed that Mason has wavered in his task to bring the sacrifice tonight. But it's fine. God will find a way. I have invited a new member to be part of our group. We will have to build up the 12 again. We cannot do it without the 12. God said so. It had to be 12, like it was originally, and it will be again. I have one. I am nervous about him. We do not know if he has true faith, but God said that he must come. And so we will welcome our brother Michael when he comes. Do you understand, my friends? And they all nod. And he looks at his clock and it's like about 7:30 when you're supposed to be arriving.
That about do it, Mike? You want to go in there?
Yeah. And Edith and Rose are in the truck with us, right?
Sleepy Edith?
Edith is, yeah, I guess you brought Edith so that she could tell, but she's out. She took too much of the edibles.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fair.
Rose put a blanket on her, like tucked her in. You're gonna sleep.
She grabs Rose and delusionally is like, "Don't die.
I'm not gonna
Because
die.
I'd be sad." And it's like, my sister. You're my sister.
You're
But-
my sister too.
But you
You
didn't.
stay here with her, Rose. You can see everything on the cameras.
And then she like grabs Rory and is like, "Rory, you do all the things. Everything, all the things. I bless you. You're a good person."
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm at least the right kind of bad person, I think.
You saved the people. Like, I could have saved Tess, but I didn't. But you saved them. Because you're here. And you came. And
Well-
she just stops.
We'll talk about that later, lass.
Rose, monitor the police radios and let us know if anything comes up, because
I will.
it might get noisy.
You're good.
And if you need to, you drive out of here. Rory and I can make our way out of here on our own if we need to.
Okay. If anything weird happens, you'll know. I'm just gonna monitor everything and do some magic.
Michael steps out of the truck. He's in his Teutonic Knight body armor. It's white with a red cross on it. He's got a sword too, along with his rifle. He's kitted up, just heads down to the basement.
Cool. Mike, you notice as you enter, there is a little bit of a press. This is like, you know how church feels. You know how this feels. This is weird. It's definitely weird. The cross at your chest like tingles. Like, not aggressively, but it's like something is crackling. It's definitely, we got oil and water here somehow. But your leg is not tingling. Rory, what are you doing? Or how are you coming in?
Are there any other entrances to the basement?
There's just the one entrance to the basement, unless you want to try to break open a window. There's like 4 windows. But unless you guys opened them beforehand, they're kind of like.
I mean, I don't care how hard they are to break, because with enough pressure, they will.
That's true.
My main concern was making sure they couldn't get out. I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna kind of like sit back and lean against one of the, like, next to one of the windows, like out of eye shot, but just listening for now.
Okay, just listening. Okay. Mike goes down. And you look around, and the remaining guys are there. Father Aaron is in the center. There's Mason, who was supposed to be bringing Bobby. George, who is dressed in kind of like the same color as Aaron. Mason also has the same color. And then the other 7, are in like, they've changed into just like white shirts. It's not like night shirts, but they're all wearing some like range of white. Where Mason and Aaron and Father George are the 3. They're dressed with red shirts. The 7 that are in white look super nervous. Like, it's varying ranges of emotion between like excited, like kind of twitchy, and also like, oh shit, I've made terrible life decisions and I don't want to be here, but I'm very scared to leave. They're all sitting in a circle, and Aaron stands with a big smile on his face and opens his arms to you to give you a big hug and says, "Welcome. Thank you for coming. I didn't think you'd come."
I shoot him.
Oh, poof. Aaron is dead. Aaron was not.
Oh,
Go ahead.
so that's 14.
Oh yeah, Aaron's dead. Aaron
Okay.
doesn't have any armor or anything. The other guys absolutely freak out at this. They stand One of them twitches, like tries to throw a chair at you. George falls at his knees and like starts like begging like a child, just like, please, 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 please. I just was doing what they were telling me. I didn't know.
Everybody shut up.
They all
One at a time. You on your knees. What are you even doing here?
Are we talking to George in the red, or are we talking to one of the ones in white?
The one on his knees who was panicking.
George, we're here, we're calling God to come because he said he needed a sacrifice to come to bring his 1,000-year kingdom to earth. So we're supposed to help with the children. He wanted.
Rari's gonna start coming around to walk down in as well.
What have you been doing to the children's sacrifices?
They're fine. I mean, mostly. I mean, like they're alive. They're all alive. It's nothing.
I shoot him in the knee. You're fine. You're alive.
One of the other guys is like, "Hey, man, no. Like, no. We know we didn't do anything. Okay, we didn't do anything. Like he said that God told him that we had to, and we hadn't done it yet. And frankly, it was weird. Like we were supposed to bring the kids down so that he could do whatever, and God would come down and like take them, and you know, no one was supposed to get hurt. And I didn't do anything. I didn't do. There's like 3 of them now who are like, we didn't do anything. So, but George did last week. George brought one of the kids from the homeless shelter, and the kid was fine. He was like real shook afterwards, but it was fine.
Have I entered the room yet?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to look at Mike and be like,
this is my friend Rory. He's not as sympathetic as I am.
Do you actually need any more information? I'd, kind of like to know what's going on in this building, but it's not really much of a problem unless there's a building.
I turn my back to them and say, we need to find out what's going on before turning over to the police, and then wink.
So Mason, one of the ones in red, has come over to George. So the 2 in red, they have started chanting a prayer. It's like
Sorry for ruining your dramatic storytelling.
That's fine. They're no longer chanting their prayer. The other 4 literally drop on their knees and are like begging God to come save them. Like, please hear us, hear our prayer, O Lord. We were just trying to obey you. Be with us, your humble servants. We are here. We just were doing what you told us to do. This isn't fair. Why? Why won't you? We're here with this crazy person. They're begging incoherently on their knees for God to come intervene in this situation.
Well, if he doesn't, I'm gonna roll to kick some ass.
Go ahead and roll to kick some ass. There is no God.
So that's a 12. That's another, and that's a. Let's see. So with I do double. So that's, how much is that? So that's 8 harm.
Oh, yeah, that takes down that to any of them.
So the 2 who were praying, the 2 in the red who were chanting
the 2 in the red who were chanting.
They're so one of the 2.
They're out. They're not fully dead, but they're not really able to talk anymore. The other 3, or the others just continue to pray, and they're now trying to like run. They're trying to figure out how to get away. They're like starting to grab chairs to put between you and them. One of them has grabbed like a big lamp from this, like one of those torch lamps, and is like starting to like swing it at you.
I'm getting kind of tired. Do you mind if I take over?
Give me just a few seconds. Listen, you all are men of the cloth. You've been the gospel's been shared to you. You've probably shared others, so you know what's coming.
We were just doing what God said. Aaron said that God came to him and he said, and we all saw him. He came down and he said that this was what we needed to do. And
how many children have you hurt?
I don't know.
Pointing to one guy.
I don't know. I don't know.
Give me a guess.
4.
Okay, I'm going to drag the two that are badly wounded over and try to patch them up enough to get some information out of them while Rory does his thing with the rest of the low-level guys.
I mean, okay, are you prepared for me to make kind of a spectacle of myself?
There's no one in this room. There's no one in this room but these guys. And they have no armor, they have no weapons. They are terrified of you, and they do not understand why God is not helping them.
Okay, well, I am just going to look at them for a moment and be like, out of his mouth go burning torches, sparks of fire leap forth, out of his nostrils smoke goes forth, as from a boiling pot, and burning rushes. His breath kindles coals, and a flame goes forth from his mouth. That's an odd one for a favorite. Job 41. I think you might find it a bit relevant to the situation at hand.
No, it's not. We just did what we were supposed to.
And I am going to begin to transform.
Oh, they don't know what to do with that. They have absolutely no idea. They're like cowering on their knees. They're bowing down to you for some reason. Like literally asking if they can do anything for you.
Okay. You know, you should have asked me that a few centuries ago, because there was a time when my standards were low enough. I might have actually listened. And they don't have to worry about it for very much longer.
They have no defenses. They're dead.
Burning.
Yes, they are on fire. I'm assuming, well, now, since they are on fire, you are in an old building that is now on fire.
And I am going to turn on my fucking massive haunches over to Mike, just waiting there for him to say, we can leave.
These two guys are still alive. So, I'm going to roll cool to do a combat medic.
Okay.
Yeesh. So that's a 7. So they're not stabilized, but they're
like not really dying. You guys hear what sounds like clapping, and it is coming from the burning corpses.
I look around at them,
and it is not the corpses. There is a figure emerging out of the flames. It is vaguely humanoid, big, like Mesopotamian style beard, horns, big shoulders, and the figure is just clapping. He's got like a golden crown on his head, and you feel that, Mike, you feel that prickling on your chest. It's holding firm. Your chest is holding firm, but like that cross is not happy with this thing. And the thing is just clapping and kind of laughing at you. Again. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Priest man. Murderer, soldier, merc, whatever you call yourself, you're great. Those guys, they're idiots. Let me do you a favor. And he snaps his fingers, and they burst into flames at your feet.
Step back, get a little space.
This has been fun, but this is kind of a mess. It's a little more than I usually do. I kind of just, I pose as your god. Mike, your people are idiots. I can get him to do just about everything. It's amazing. Tell your god next time you're praying, I'm looking for him. I've been around. Like, tell him it's Molech. Tell him it's been a while since we've had a tussle. I miss the bulldozing of cities in each other's name. It's been a minute. You, though, you better get your cousins. That's gonna be a whole thing, and I don't have anything against you, you serpent, you good old guy. We're kind of things with a fire. I get it. I don't have any problems with you, Mike. Though, tell him I'm around. Let's do this again, like old times. And he snaps his fingers, and he's gone. And you guys are left with burning corpses.
Sometime we're gonna meet. A bloody psychopathic, genocidal asshole who can't run away this easy.
Rory, I know fire's not a big deal to you, but I'm going to get burned alive. I got to get out of here. We can talk about this outside.
I'm taking my time
Hustling
to
outside.
get out.
All right. Rory stays in the basement, in the fire, in the flames, and the church begins to crumble. And you feel the thing that has been suppressing your magic lift.
Okay.
It's gone. His presence has disappeared.
I think I'm just going to let that tumble around me a little bit because I am at a point where my thirst for violence in this situation is absolutely not sated. And there's nothing really left to take it out on. And I think Rory is strong enough in this form to just like let that stuff crash around him. And once it's done, he'll just push it off of him like any of the remaining burning rubble, get clear of it, and shake off back into person form.
Cool. You guys are out of the church. The church is in flames. I'm assuming, Rose, you saw the church up in flames and called the fire brigade.
Yes, I did my part.
It isn't a neighbor.
Throw my kit in the back of the truck. And move a little ways away. Rose, did you use a burner phone to call the fire department?
I used one of the ones in the bucket.
Okay, thank goodness. It looks like the church is going up hard enough it's going to destroy the cameras and mics we have in there, so they can't.
Oh yeah, it's burning. It's burning good. He added like the fire that he put on those people was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big fire. It was a hot fire. It was not an entirely natural fire, but it's as far as you can tell, probably going to get overtaken by the regular fire, especially now that his presence is no longer there. This is no longer his space. He's kind of like, meh, my guys are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sending a text message to my contact saying we're going to need last rites for several bodies. Some of them weren't even Catholic. We need to make sure they don't come back as ghosts.
Yeah, definitely don't want those coming back as ghosts. Cool. I mean, it has been a long night, and I think that might need to be where we leave our adventure. Go ahead. Unless anybody has any final concluding things.
I was just going to put a coat on and say, like, Rory's probably going to try to carry Edith back inside, get her to her bed, and then just, like, sit alone looking at his own crown for a while.
Edith doesn't let you put her down.
What happens as I try?
She just like grabs your wrist, and it's not like a command or anything, but she doesn't want to be alone. And there's a chair right by her bed.
Okay.
Did you get them?
Oh yeah. Bloody God.
Are they gone?
I think about as gone as something can't be. But
And the sisters are good?
for now, as always, it's more complicated than that. But immediately speaking,
She's got to pick. Don't let him make her pick. Let her pick. And she just falls back to sleep.
Bloody hell. And they'll just stay there and lean back in his chair and be like, you know, some of these things might be easier if you were still around, Tom. Then maybe it wouldn't be down to bloody psychopaths like me and Mike to be making all these moral decisions and just asking Rose to moderate us.
I'm not a psychopath, Rory. You're a good person. You're a good person.
I think he just won't say anything.
Mike and Rose, any final words?
I'm going to send Rory a text. You want a drink? He's breaking out the various whiskeys. Sit back to Maker's Mark.
2 hours when Edith is all the way crashed.
Thumbs up.
Rose?
Rose probably just goes to her room. I think she's a little spent after all this. And she kind of sits down and she just tries to call Tom a couple times, knowing that she's not going to get through, and then probably just goes to bed.
Kat floats down and sits next to Mike and is like, I'll have a drink with you. She's like, I don't know. She looks like a 6-year-old, but she's 100 years old.
Can you drink?
I don't know. I never tried.
Get her a hot cocoa. See,
She tries.
she's still a 6-year-old mentally.
She can smell it.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
It smells good.
good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And I think that is where we will leave our crew for tonight. Thank you, everybody who joined us.
Yeah, for real.
Hope it wasn't too heavy. But hey, sometimes you gotta do battle. Sometimes you gotta do battle. We love you guys. I think that's all I've got to say. I'm a little spent too.
Yeah, heavy one.
We may have people out of town next week. So keep an eye on your notifications. But for sure, we will be back in 2 weeks with more adventures of the crew as we try to put back together a world that seems to be letting in, old grudge matches between gods, mortals, and things in between. So have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching with us. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right. Peace
Good night,
out.
everybody.